time for Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. Rams football on WMIX and the Section 618 app is powered by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Mount Vernon Rams football is also presented in part by Wren Lake College, Country Financial Agent Josh Finley, Mays & Sons Plumbing, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Munkin Toyota, Landers Collision Centers, Bean Insurance, People's National Bank, State Farm Agent Tony Wilt, SSM Health, Culver's of Mount Vernon, Hannigan and McGovern, Huey and Newell Funeral Homes, Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC, Walgreens Distribution Center, and Hall Insurance Group. We take you to the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth for the Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football starts now.
Feels like fall as the Mount Vernon Rams try to make it 2-0 in the South 7 Conference on the road tonight at Marion. Good evening from Wildcats Stadium. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonan, Lady Rams basketball coach and Hall of Fame offensive coordinator, is alongside as the 3-1 Rams meet the 3-1 Marion Wildcats here tonight. It's great to be with you for the Landers Collision Center's pregame show here on WMIX, as well as the Section618.com app. Listen live on AM 940 or 96.5 FM, or watch us live. Go to Section618.com, click Watch Live at the top, or you can download the Section 618 app and listen to a bevy of games from around the region tonight, or watch ours. Download it at Google Play or the App Store, powered by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. Well, Brock Myers back at the Mount Vernon studio tonight for the Mount Vernon Rams 3-1. They're 1-0 in the South 7 thanks to a 68-41 win over the Altop Crusaders. Marion gets a nice 38-14 win, I believe, over Cahokia last week. Nice win for both teams. Coach Lana, I know you're getting adjusted here, getting some things written down, getting some notes, but Mount Vernon has not beaten Marion since 2008, and there have been years, I know came close, a 44-42 loss in 2013. The Ram playoff team, of course, coached by Jared Shaner, really haven't been close any other time. Since Dan Minks has left, it's been pretty much the Kerry Martin and Marion Wildcats show in Week 5. But after the way that this team has played the first 4 weeks of the season, after seeing some of the Marion results and wondering what may be, there's hope tonight.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of hope tonight. The Rams off to a great start, 3-1. Coming in here to this Marion facility, big crowd. The atmosphere is wonderful. It's pink out night. But this is going to be a test, and this is going to probably be their biggest test of the year here at Marion with this Kerry Martin-led program. And you talk about the Rams not winning here since 2008. Its stability has a lot to do with that, Chris. I mean, Kerry Martin has been here for a long time. I didn't look today. I meant to look and I got busy, but he's been here for at least, 20?
I believe 01.
Yeah, it's 20, 21 years. So that stability is big. I mean, same guy, the expectations are well known around town. They get ingrained in the community and the kids. Everybody knows if you want to be a Wildcat football player, what's expected of you. And, he's had a lot of kids accept the challenge and play for him and play quite well. They are a perennial playoff contender each year now. And that's what makes this game so intriguing, is this is an up-and-coming Rams team who I think have kind of surprised some people, in terms of, the expectations. I think the expectations to start, given, where we're coming from, was, hey, maybe we can get a win or two and get this thing heading in the right direction. And all of a sudden, we're 19.9 seconds, if I remember the clock against Mascoutah, away from being 4-0. So, yeah, and, you throw the old conference rivalry thing in there, too. Marion and Mount Vernon, big conference rivals in every sport. We are always competitive with each other, and it's a big rivalry, and it's just a really intriguing matchup. The up-and-coming program versus the established program led by the Hall of Fame coach Kerry Martin, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see. I think it's going to be two different styles. You're going to see the ground and pound from the Rams, and you'll see the ball in the air quite a bit more from the Marion Wildcats, a little bit more balance in the throwing game. We're going to see. It's going to be two different philosophies clashing here. Two great head coaches, two great coaching staffs. I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it indeed between these two teams, both 3-1, 1-0 in South 7 play. Should be a fun one here tonight. We're in Wildcat Stadium from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth for your Landers Toy and Collision Center's pregame show, of which there is plenty more to come. We'll have your Hall Insurance Group starting lineups and your Munkin Toyota keys to the game. They're all straight ahead, but first, an interview with Mount Vernon Rams football coach Dan Mings. It's all coming up after the break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Whether you're hunting on an ATV, competing in motocross, or just hanging out with friends hitting the trails in a side-by-side, we have your off-road memories right here waiting for you at Holzhauer's in Nashville, Illinois. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. In the woods, on the track or trails. Enter your victory lane from Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
ATVs are recommended only for use by those age 16 years and older. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
Raise a Warrior, RLC's micro scholarship program for in-district students grades 3 through 12. Get up to $2,000 for college at RLC. Earn points with things students do every day. Honor roll, sports, volunteering, clubs, and so much more. Parents create an account, set up your child's profile, and that's it. You're now ready to earn and track points toward real money for college. Let RLC help you raise a warrior. Get started today. micro.rlc.edu.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports.
Welcome back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. We need to talk to Mount Vernon Rams football coach Dan Mings. We're here in Marion tonight for the Wildcats. Rams try to get to 2-0 in the South 7 for the first time since 2008. Coincidentally, the last time they beat these Marion Wildcats. So, Rams in Review every Monday night. We have the opportunity to sit down with Dan Mings. Here is that interview.
Starting to feel like life or death, taxes, and the Rams running game are certainties in life. I know I said that about the triad running the option a few weeks ago, but Dan, I mean, your offensive line continues to get it done, opening up big holes, and I think it also helps you have strong, athletic, powerful running backs.
Well, it does, and I think that's one of the things that may be overlooked is how good our offensive line's playing. Now, granted, we played 4 games. We played 2 teams that had pretty good defenses, and we played 2 teams that haven't. But we're doing the same things against the better defensive teams, that we did versus Triad, that we did versus Althoff. But when you score basically 10 out of 12 times, one of those was take a knee, and then one of those was we fumbled inside the 2-yard line, I think. And we did not get physically touched on 7 touchdowns. So, that says something about our offensive line not blocking.
Oh, without a doubt. And I'm going to say this, and some might not agree, especially if they weren't there. I thought I saw, especially in the second half, a very complete game. I thought your defense found a rhythm toward the end of the second quarter. And a lot of people don't know. I mean, I know you're without some kids due to injury, and I know a lot of people may not realize just how many of your key players play both ways. And so out there, the entire game, I felt like your defense, especially some of the kids playing both ways, got better as the game went on.
Well, there is no doubt about that. It's sort of a double-edged sword here because our offense is scoring so fast. Their defense is right back on the field. So the kids that are just playing one way, they don't have any break. And then the kids that just ran and scored the touchdowns, they're coming right back on the field to play. They don't have a break. So nobody's really getting a break because of our offense is being really proficient and scoring so fast.
And how tough is that? I mean, because as a coach, you don't want to tell them, hey, slow it down. You want to play with that aggression the entire game. How do you handle that?
No, we're not going to slow it down. I mean, that's up to somebody else to figure out how to slow us down. So we're not going to mess with that too much. But, it's just we got to continue to run every day in practice. We've got to continue to do our conditioning stuff. Coach Turner does a great job with that stuff all the way throughout practice. The kids are always running and doing things the right way. And we just have to stay in that good shape, but make no mistake, we run all the time. I mean, we run in practice, we run in games, we run, for long touchdowns, and it's just something that we're getting sort of used to.
Well, used to, and I think for those of us watching it almost feels spoiled at times. seeing what these kids are capable of doing. And you have your system, the Diamond T, obviously. And good systems usually mean you can have a next step approach if somebody's injured. And unfortunately, I know some injuries on Friday night, but let's talk about a guy like a Fisher Davis who plays defensively for you, stepped into the game at running back and broke off a couple of scores. But then if I remember right, went 8 of 9 from PAT. I mean, how big is that?
Well, it's pretty big. He's kicking for us. He punts for us. He does our kickoffs. He plays 2 or 3 different defensive positions. We'd like to get him settled into one. And then he can come in. He's also one of our backup quarterbacks, so he knows he can run the system at quarterback. He can play all 3 running back positions. So it's pretty valuable to have that jack of all trades. But, like you said, within our system, it's next guy up. And we have to do that, and the next guy has to be ready to come up.
Well, and speaking of ready, I know people are going to see the score, and I know I briefly made mention of this a moment ago about the defense. I know they gave up some points on Friday night, but they were exhausted. Let's talk about how good that defense is, and because they don't get the pub a lot of the times, that especially on the radio, because we're looking at where the ball is. We're looking at just doing our best to keep offensive stats, let alone trying to keep track of tackles and things like that. You have some very good people on defense. And I know a guy that probably hasn't been talked about enough, and I'm not trying to single anybody out. Jameer Smith-Henson. I mean, I know led the team, I'm pretty sure, in tackles on Friday night, hits hard, but all of your defense is pretty good. They just get a lot of people like me and radio guys like us.
Well, we had him for breaking the school record with 30 tackles Friday night. So, and he does nothing but smile, and he's just happy to be around, and he's just such a great kid. And, he's like a force for good, but he really studies the film and tendencies. He knows where he's supposed to be. He got an interception Friday night, several big plays, tackled by line, get big hits. It's pretty extraordinary, to be honest with you. And we had a decision to make whether we were going to, well, I don't know if I'm going to say this the right way, because it's not meant to be this way, but we spent a lot of time offensively, fine-tuning, becoming experts on exactly where we're supposed to be in the blocks, all those things. Defensively, it's more of a reactionary type of a thing. You take percentages and you play the percentages. That's what you do. And you know what the play is going to be, but the offense knows what the play is going to be too. So we come up and we try to play hard. And I think we're actually a lot better than what people think, because a lot of the scoring has come over in the past, not this game. It's come from turnovers in short fields. So our defensive statistics, we've just now allowed 1,000 yards against us. So in 4 games, the total yards against us is just like 1,018 yards or something like that. So, and then when you look at what we're doing, we're right at 1,900 yards. So we're playing pretty well, to be honest with you. It's just third down, getting off the field type things that are killing us.
Well, playing pretty well, and you had your conference opener this past Friday. You're 1-0 in the South 7. Identical records going into Marion on Friday night against the Wildcats. And traditionally, this is where I'd ask you, what do we know about Marion? But one thing we know about Marion is Kerry Martin. It's spread offense. It's a system. They have a quarterback that feels like he's been there for about 8 years. It's much of the same, but they know how to execute.
Well, they do, but right now they are the last 2 games they've been 70% double tight, full house running the ball.
Oh.
So, 70% of the time, and then 30% they're back doing the spread stuff. So, whatever's going on down there, we don't know and we don't care. But it is not the traditional 5 wide, throw the ball all over the place type of a situation that they're going through right now. So we've got to prepare for both systems. We've got to prepare our kids to play, both ways. If they want to play smash mouth football, well, that's what we do. If they want to spread it out, then we got to get better like we did last week. But, it still comes down to they have to stop us. We can't stop us. So if we make the opponent have to perform and stop what we do on offense, then we're going to be okay. And then defensively, we sort of know what they're going to do. We just have to make sure we're in the right places and do a better job of tackling than we did last week.
What are the keys to Friday night's game to come back to Mount Vernon with a victory?
Well, I think that we have to, and I want to say control possession of the clock number, but we haven't been able to do that because we're scoring from pretty far out. We really are scoring. So time of possession would be amazing. Controlling the clock, controlling the game, controlling the tempo, those are types of things that I think are going to be keys for us, just controlling those types of things. Hey, and then if you get punched in the mouth, you got to stand up and you got to answer. That's something I'm going to have to work on. And we've done well, whether it be the Scooter or Triad. Somebody comes and punches you, we're going to fight back a little bit. So those I think are the keys. And then next man up. Everybody's going to have to step up and do the job that they've been trained to do.
Dan, always good to hear from you. Thank you for the time.
All right, man. Thank you.
Certainly a lot more confidence and swagger regarding Mount Vernon Rams football, whether it's Dan Mings, whether it's the players, whether it's the community. A lot of bright spots for this Ram football program. However, big game here tonight. It's the Marion Wildcats at Marion. It's Wildcat Stadium on the turf. We'll have more to talk about on this Landers Collision Center's pregame after a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Munkin Toyota keys to the game. It's all still to come here from your Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers urgent care visits for acute strains and sprains, joint pain, sports injuries, and even possible fractures. Walk in anytime, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. You don't need an appointment, and you can be seen and get the treatment you need on the same day. Let their highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners provide the care you deserve. Give them a call at 618-242-3778 or visit their website, orthocentersi.com.
Do you have a check that needs deposited and don't have time to make a trip to the bank? No problem. With mobile deposit at People's National Bank, just snap a picture of the check with your smartphone, and with a couple of clicks, it's deposited into your account. Depositing a check with a PNB 2Go mobile banking app is just that easy. Just tap, snap, and deposit. Plus, it's free. Download the PNB 2Go mobile banking app today to get started. People's National Bank. We make banking easy. Member FDIC. Wireless or service fees may apply.
DollarSavingDeals.com is the saving superstore everyone is talking about. Hi, this is Leah from DollarSavingDeals.com. Right now, you can buy half-price certificates to your favorite places in Southeast Missouri and Southern Illinois, like Thai Taste in Carbondale, T Street Pub, Legacy Fitness, Vincent's Wine Bar in Chester, Cocopelli Golf Club, Beauty Glow Tanning Studio, Monte Alegre Vineyard and Cellars, and so much more. Next time you want to go to your favorite place for half the price, shop DollarSavingDeals.com.
Are you ready for your teen to get their license? I'm Country Financial Representative Josh Finley. I know it's a little scary when you see your kids backing out of the driveway by themselves for the first time, but knowing that your young driver has the proper protection from Country Financial could make you feel better. Call today, 242-4024, or visit me online at josh.finley@countryfinancial.com.
Need work but not finding anything requiring skill or experience?
Yeah, I need a job where I can continue to grow, not start over flipping burgers.
Do you like working with your hands?
Yes.
Have you managed a team or operations before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you're exactly who we're looking for.
Walgreens Distribution Center is hosting Walk-In Wednesdays from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. every Wednesday. Meet directly with HR to apply and interview. Offers will be made to qualified candidates on spot. Walgreens promotes and supports a drug-free work.
Leave the limits in the dust with the 22 Toyota Tacoma. Hey, this is Pat Williamson with Munkin Toyota in Mount Vernon, Illinois. The 22 Tacoma is more capable, which means more epic adventures, and our selection is growing daily. Whether you're ready to hit the trail running, take on the world's greatest terrain, or just want to get from point A to point B with the latest technology, we have the Tacoma for you. See me, Pat Williamson, at Munkin Toyota, just west of the interstate in Mount Vernon, or view our expanding inventory online at MunkinToyotaMountVernon.com.
Streaming worldwide on the Section 618 app, this is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM. Of course, we're live on the Section618.com app. Streaming video of this one as we welcome you back into your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Speaking of Landers Collision Centers, they would like to welcome Welch Collision Center to the Landers team. Now with more locations to serve you, call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonan alongside. Jeff Crow taking care of the video angles tonight for the Section 618 app. It's Brock Myers producing back at the Mount Vernon studio. Keys to the game tonight will be handed to us by Munkin Toyota, where MunkinToyotaMountVernon.com makes it easier than ever to shop with SmartPath. From the dealership or the couch, see live inventory and pricing, as well as unlock all deals. Save time, shop smart with SmartPath at MunkinToyotaMountVernon.com. Coach for the Rams tonight, I know Dan hit hard on it in the pregame interview, is all about control. Control the tempo, control the clock. Time of possession, of course, going with that. And sounds like a pretty good key from Coach.
That is the key. If you want to say 3 keys, I'll give you 3 keys. Ball control, ball control, ball control. I mean, and you could say that all the way back in the Mings history at Mount Vernon High School. I could go all the way back. It's always about ball control and shortening the game, keeping the clock running, keeping the ball advancing forwards, and keep moving the chains. First downs are so important, you know, and even if you don't score on a drive, if you choose 6, 7, 8 minutes up and end up with nothing, you know, that's not necessarily a disaster. That means that Marion offense didn't get on the field and hurt you. So, you know, I don't think we want this game to be a shootout. This is not an Althoff situation where it's a 68-44 thing. I just don't believe that. I think, you know, Marion's defense is going to be better than the Althoff defense. And I think this Mount Vernon Ram offense is going to be better than, you know, the majority of offenses Marion has faced this year. So it's a very interesting deal. But the keys for the Rams, it's just keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving, and control the ball. And you know, and beyond that, if you want to go, if you want me to get a little bit more exotic on my keys to the game, I would say defensively, we got to play better. We got to get people on the ground. We can't allow, like I said just before, we can't allow, you know, 35, 40, 45 points to the Marion Wildcats here at home tonight and expect to come away with a win. I just don't believe that's the type of game that we're going to see. So ball control on the offensive side, and then we got to make some improvements and get them on the ground a little bit better than we had last week against Althoff, you know, and force some punts, force some maybe a turnover here and there, obviously huge, but those are by far, you know, the things that we got to look for tonight in order to have a chance to win this game.
Keys to the game handed to us by Munkin Toyota, where peace of mind comes standard with Toyota Care. You're covered with maintenance and roadside assistance for 2 years or 25,000 miles, or ask about even longer protection with Toyota Care Plus. Find out more at Munkin Toyota in Mount Vernon. I'm Chris Hugo. That's Jeff Lonan alongside. Just provided the keys to the game for us here as the Rams 3-1. At the Marion Wildcats, also 3-1. Both teams off to a 1-0 start in South 7 play. When we come back, we'll have more to talk about on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Just remember this: big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. We'll be back in a moment. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. At Landers Towing and Collision, we think that building a winning team is essential to providing our customers with the best service possible. Some of the products we have to offer include pre- and post-repair scanning for a clean bill of health, unibody and structural repair measuring, frame measuring and repair, and ADAS calibrations. ADAS is a network of sensors, cameras, modules, and programming that assist in driving and parking functions. Choosing the correct team to repair your vehicle that has evolved alongside this technology is essential for a safe and quality repair. That's why we have spent countless hours providing our technicians with the highest level of training the industry has to offer. ICAR Gold Class Certified Collision Repair Training. We would like to welcome our newest members to the team, the Welch Collision Center family. Now with more locations to serve you, big or small, we tow and fix them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Hi there, Chris Bean with the Bean Insurance Agency. We recently celebrated 20 years in business as your source for great rates and great service here in Mount Vernon. As a longtime resident of Jefferson County, we're committed to serving our neighbors and friends. At the core of our service is my wife, Brandy Bean. Brandy has a nursing degree from Sanford Brown College and started working at Bean Insurance on day one. Call Brandy today for a great quote at 618-242-6017 or beaninsurance.net.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
We're here the rest of the way until kickoff on your Landers Towing and Collision Center's pregame show. Mount Vernon, Salem, they're here to serve you 24/7. Towing, roadside assistance, and the best collision repair experts in the industry with iCar Gold Class certified techs. That's Landers Collision Centers online, landersauto.com, or call 1-888-LANDERS the next time you need them. That's 1-888 Landers. I'm Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonan alongside Coach Lonan for the Rams, for the Wildcats. A big one tonight, need we say more? Centralia has Althoff tonight, while Carbondale has Cahokia. You feel like this is the game of the week in the conference and could be the game of the week in the entire region.
Could be. You would
Big
think. You would think it'd be in the top 2 or 3 anyway. I was just thinking, Kerry Martin, as long as he's been here at Marion, I actually thought about this today. I believe he would be the only head coach who was around during Coach Ming's first stint, correct?
Correct.
Who has faced this system. When I speak of the Diamond T for the Rams, something I meant to bring up earlier, but it just slipped my mind. But that is kind of an interesting little fact is these two coaches, based on the longevity that they've both been around, that's kind of rare. You don't see a lot of coaches anymore hanging around 20, 25, 30 years like you used to. So these two coaches, are really considered some of the oldest veterans still in the game in the area as well. So that's kind of an interesting little side note I thought of just driving around today.
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. Kerry Martin's the only head coach that's been around. He might have some assistants in some of the other programs that are long-time assistants that don't get a lot of publicity, but as far as head guys, X's and O's, he's the only one.
He is, and there's guys on that side. I was just looking down there. There are guys I recognize on that sideline, at least 2 of them anyway, from 2000 and, whenever, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's at least 2 of them I've seen that were with him back then when Coach Mings was here the first time around back in the mid-2000s.
Oh, without a doubt. Jason Dunning, of course, I think handling the defense now, has the biggest calves that you'll ever see.
Yeah. And he's fired up right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's ready to go. He's been there forever, it seems like. So there's a lot.
Daryl Wimberly was on the squad as our coaching as well. Has been a long-time coach. Now Dennis Drust of Carterville was Kerry's assistant at Carterville. Did well there. Is
he here?
Yeah, he's on the sidelines now as well. So we're ready for kickoff.
All right.
Here in Marion, we're in Williamson County for the South Southern Conference Showdown, driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville, I believe. That is. Well, the Rams are in their away whites. Marion, of course, in navy with pink numerics, just making sure no numbers change. The kick will be end over end, bouncing into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Rams will have decent field position. After the touchback, 1st and 10 for Mount Vernon. We're underway and glad to be with you. Congratulations to this week's Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week. It is Ethan Rivera. Of course, he had 11 tackles last week and 2 or 3 for loss, and I feel like he did something else, too. Maybe it was those 17 carries for 252 yards and tied a school record for 5 rushing touchdowns. School record for touchdowns in a game, I believe, is 7. But the record for rushing touchdowns is 5.
And here we go.
Here we go indeed. Fresh 12 on the clock. Rams have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Ball between the hashes. Out of the Diamond T. It's the first time I've seen the white uniforms. I was on assignment at the road game at Triad, and the first handoff is going to go the other side. It's Fisher Davis. I missed it. Everybody missed it to the 40, midfield. Far sideline to the other 40 and pulled down. Horse collar tackle down to about the 37-yard line. And that is going to be about a 43-yard gain if my math computes.
Well, it's a big one. They started at the 20. They're
Wowza.
all the way down. Yes. You know what that was?
No, because I was watching the wrong guy.
That was that was blast reverse, and that's new. That's not something they've done. That's a little wrinkle that they threw in there, I'm sure, to throw Marion's keys off, and they threw them off big time right there because Marion was chasing blast, and the ball came out the backside for what? Gosh, 40, 30, 40.
It ended up as a, I believe,
42 plus 15.
Yeah. So the Rams are now almost in the red zone after one play. The ball is at the 23-yard line, Marion territory on the far hash. Your backs are Davis, Rivera, and Lash for the quarterback, Peyton McMillan. Under center, McMillan, he will hand off, and now it's Sleek. Off tackle to the right side on the blast as he'll get inside the 20 to about the 15, maybe the 14. No, they're going to say 16, according to the side judge. No, 15 says the official spotting the ball, so there we go.
Got about 8?
8 for Rivera.
Yeah. You're not going to chase that blast so much now once you can see that reverse cross your face.
And what a reverse that was.
It was, and now you've planted that seed into that defense.
Baby.
And now you want to see, that's going to be blast here based on formation, right? You got to stay home and wait for that counter now or that reverse.
Oh, boy, they got me.
Yep.
I was watching Rivera, whom I thought had it.
True diamond tee here, Chris.
Oh.
True diamond.
Absolutely. McMillan under
Motion
center.
and a pitch.
Pitch to A-Lash 2.0 as he will go right up that left gap, and he is just shy of the goal line. Actually, he's about the 5.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to make it too dramatic. It's hard to read the turf here at times. Had Marion, I believe, about a gain of 11. We'll bring up first down. 2 first downs on the day for the Rams. It'll be first and goal from the 5-yard line as they're dancing with pay dirt here. 10:45 mark of the first, no score. If you just tuned in. Starting lineups brought to you by Hall Insurance Group. Let them do the shopping for you. 618-244-7500 or go to callinsgroup.com. We didn't get you full offensive starters.
Trap.
As this is a trap right into the end zone. I think that's Rivera
Touchdown.
for 5. So over the past 2 weeks, Ethan has 6 scores.
Yep. And that was like a hot knife through butter, and that's good news for the Rams. I was a little concerned that this Marion defense may give us a little trouble up front, but no such case here in the first drive of the game.
5-yard score for Ethan Rivera, and that puts the Rams on top here early. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
On for the PATs. I could not find my phone to tweet this. Here we go.
I don't know how you do it. You are a man of multitask. Fake. It's a fake. It's a fake.
Fade far corner, and it's going to be overthrown as the Rams go for 2, settle for none. It's 6-0 Mount Vernon, 10:41 mark. And I understand what they were trying to do there, but ends up falling out of bounds to the far side.
Rolling the dice.
Good drive, though.
And you're on the road. And I like it. You're coming right out. You're being aggressive. You're showing Marion right now that you're not afraid to try anything, as evidenced by the reverse on the first play, and now a 2-point conversion. And don't be surprised if we didn't see a little onside action here at some point, Chris.
Won't be surprised at all.
We've been known to do it, especially in situations like this.
What a drive for the Rams. Got 2 first downs and then into the end zone. I believe, a 4-play drive?
Yeah.
Oh, 6-0 King City over the Marion Wildcats. South 7 Conference action, and I honestly don't know the last time the Rams opened up with a 6-0 lead or a touchdown lead over Marion. It's been a minute. Past few contests, many of them have been a running clock. We'll, of course, hopefully have video highlights on section618.com. I see DK. If not, we'll have a full write-up of this one on section618.com. Download the app powered by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. As it's the boomer of a kick from Davis. It'll be to about the 12-yard line. Walker will get it, number 1, running up the right side to about the 30, maybe down to the 34. Nice return. It gives Marion pretty good yardage here with 10:35 left in the first. It's 6-0 Mount Vernon. Another Mays and Sons Plumbing touchdown for the Rams a moment ago from 5 yards out for Ethan Rivera, set up by a 43-yard run by Fisher Davis. And, of course, the face masking penalty gave them another 15. They got an 8-yard run from Rivera, then an 11-yard run from Lash to set them up first and goal, and Ethan Rivera finished it off.
4 total plays, right?
Yes.
4 total plays. 2 first downs. 80 yards.
Double tight for the Wildcats here. Noli is the quarterback. his running back is Patrick Walker behind him, and Walker going to get the carry right up the middle as Marion likes to run. He'll break free of a tackle, come to the near side at the hash midfield. 45, breaking for the 40, and he'll be brought down by, I believe, Mason Randall. About a 28-yard run?
That was, yeah. Just a scrum. Marion is in a single wing type look. Double tight, single wing. They are not spread. They've had this in for 20 years. They usually used it on a goal line years ago. Now they're using it as a primary offense, apparently.
We see why. Walker off tackle again, up that hash, getting from the 38 down to about the 36. Not quite as big a gain as the last one. He has 2 carries, 30 yards after a 2-yard scamper there. We'll drop below the 10-minute mark. 6-0 Rams on top. We'll get you a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard in a moment. Tony Wilt, that white State Farm Jeep, always around town. Look for it the next time you want to learn how having a local agent matters for your insurance. The State Farm team is ready to help. We told you Centralia Althoff and Carbondale Cahokia, the South 7 games tonight. Rivals week in the Black Diamond Conference. Noli, the quarterback, feels like he's been here forever. Multi-sport athlete, and this time the carry will go to the near side down to about the 30-yard line, as I believe. I don't have a number or that young man on my roster, so
20.
We'll see. Oh, 20, okay.
Weisman.
That was Weisman, his favorite target when they get into the passing game, as he gets a short gain there.
Yeah, and in this formation, this is a running formation. And I'm sure they've got a few play actions out of it, but it's very limited to what they can do in the air. Now, if they spread out, then look for the throw there, but it's kind of a limited throwing formation.
And now a handoff will go right up the middle for Walker. Breaks a tackle and gets first down yardage. Is able to get that extra step off of the edge. Inside the 30, down to the 27. Looks like a gain of 3 will give them a first. Streaming presented by Red Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu Rams fans and read up on their more than 100 degree and certificate programs. Red Lake College, your journey starts here. Starting live tonight, we're presented by Hall Insurance Group. Let them do the insurance shopping for you. Log on to hallinsgroup.com. It looks like Patrick Walker, Marion in their navy, pink numerics and lettering tonight, as it is pink out night. Just shy of October. Walker, the tailback. They're going to go play action over the top, and this one will be complete. Into the end zone on the dive, as that'll be number 36, Talon Hance. Just 28-yard score.
Yeah, just a little play action off that little run they've been pulling off here on us for the last 3 or 4 plays. Just a play action, and I believe he came from his tight end spot right down the seam. Rams a little late to get there, and it was a beautiful ball, by the way. I mean, hit him right in the hands, right at the goal line. Ball went exactly where it needed to go. He's also 6'4", and that makes it hard as well.
So now they're going to go for 2. Try to take an 8-6 lead over the Rams. At least the PA says 2. And yep, 2 is going to be the case here. Brody Larson into the game. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and we have a flag in the backfield. He got into the end zone up the right, but we have a flag in the backfield. Let's see what this is before we get too carried away. I have your officials somewhere.
Do not know. I haven't seen it yet. Apparently it's on the Rams, though, or else they waved it off.
They took the points off of the board.
Oh,
so
penalties on Marion.
Back. We'll see what they do.
That's big. That's big. Extra points are going to be critical in a game like this, Chris. Just a point here, a point here, a point here, a point there can make the difference. Timeout, Marion. They're going to talk this one over.
This timeout's presented by SSM Health. SSMHealth.com/doctors to find your next physician. SSM Health, the healing power of presence. 8:18 remains here in the first quarter. We're tied at 6. We're in the middle of a 2-point conversion after Evan Noli found Talon Hance for a 28-yard touchdown pass on a play action. There was a hold on the 2-point conversion. That's why the 2 points were wiped off of the board, and now we await to see how Marion will execute now on another 2-point try. You wonder if they just don't Again, I've not been able to see any Marion film this year, so you wonder if the kicking game just not an option for them. I don't think people understand how blessed you are if you can have a reliable kicker.
Yeah, and that's, Marion's got a good soccer team, and
yes,
and that shocks me a little bit if indeed that is the case. I don't think it is, because the kickoff, Chris, if you remember, went 57 yards, bounced on a 3, and went to the end zone. So somebody down there, and I didn't see who that guy was, but somebody down there can kick, but I don't know why they would be going for 2 there.
Noley's going to come back in. Larson will check out. Beverly on the right side, Jordan Beverly, as well as Wiseman. For the Cats, they're backed up all the way to about the 7, and now Noley rolling to the right side. Rivera gives chase, and that one's going to be dropped. We stay tied at 6.
Beautiful.
All right, 8:18 mark of this first quarter, Jeffrey. It's a 6-all ball game, and I think you're happy where you are if you're Dan Mings. After what a great rush of the quarterback, rolling Noley to the right side, and a pass should have been caught in the end zone, dropped, and we stay tied at 6.
And it does have a little bit of a shootout look to it, though, doesn't it? And I said before the game, I didn't think it would be a shootout, and I thought if it would be, it might be to our disadvantage. But, so far, they've proven me wrong, because both teams have scored fairly quickly here with both their possessions.
8:18 mark, first quarter. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonan alongside. Jeff Crow taking care of the video angles for the Section618.com app. Brock Myers back at the Mount Vernon studio. Buying a vehicle is simple, easy, and fun at Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Of course, shop all of their brands at holzhauers.com. As the Rams now will get the ball back. And a good Ram crowd on hand here tonight. Of course, a great crowd watching us online on the Section618.com app. Thank you for watching us here tonight. Bit of a different setup than what we're normally used to, as we kind of have to set up backwards, if you will. So we'll get some replays as we can, but the laptop is on the opposite side of my strong hand. Makes it difficult. Not easy to do regardless, but this makes it even more so, more tough. Kick will be end over end, tailing toward the near side, and it looks like that, after a bobble picked up at about the 6 by Nettles. Now he'll try to go up the left, bulldozes the guy, gets to the 20, and I think the Rams will take it. How that started. Good recovery by Mylon Nettles.
Great balance.
Yes.
I think I'd have fallen down about 12 yards before that.
I would have rolled end over end.
Oh, my gosh.
But be that as it may, recovered nicely, very agile, and gets it to the 21.
He got tripped up about 3 times and managed to keep his balance. And that could have been bad. I mean, he could have been down back there on about the 7.
And while he was being bobbled, because there's no doubt in my mind he saw something and he was headed that direction.
Yeah, that's just pure athleticism.
Before he had control of the football.
Yeah. Rams come out in a full house diamond again.
McMillan under center, and this one is going to be Rivera again. Come to the near side towards us. He jukes at about the 23 to get to the 25, where he's brought down after a gain of 4. So 4 yards and a cloud of dust if this were grass. Here on this beautiful turf at Mount Vernon, Marion, Freudian slip there, hoping we get some at Mount Vernon pretty soon. I know Seth English in the athletic department and the administration certainly working on that. I understand are off to a good start. Of course, you want to donate toward the Mount Vernon Rams turf. You can visit the MVTHS Foundation online, and you can search for it on there and make your donation. It's tax deductible, as I understand. 2nd and 6 from the 25 on the near side. Quick handoff coming right up gut here. That's going to be Anthony Lash. You got a couple of yards on the play, and again, they're eating clock. They're getting yards. This is actually what you want.
It is.
We've just been spoiled.
Yeah, and some of those plays don't look like much, but, they ran 2 plays now and gained 7 yards. That's okay. That's okay. Now you got it. Where's your 3-yard play at? Pick up your 3 yards, move the chains, and do it again. And just you can run the quarter out, literally, Chris, just doing what they're doing right now, as long as they pick up those key first downs on those short yardage situations, like right here on this long 3. Now, the announcer said 4. I'm going to call it a long 3. There's a pitch to the left. That's a good get out.
As they will pitch to the left, and it doesn't get quite enough. Lash, I think he'll get 2 more on the play to make it 4th and 2.
Yeah. Just didn't quite get the edge. He was close. It's going to be a long one now. What are they going to do, Chris?
Let's see what they do.
Yeah, they're going to
punt. Fisher Davis. So the Rams don't get a first down on this second drive, and 6:22 left in the first quarter. Still a 6-all ball game if you just tuned in.
Okay, that's key now. We didn't get a first down, so now the defense got to step up and do the same thing to that Marion offense. That's a shanker.
And that'll end up shy of midfield, so the Wildcats going to have good field position here. And for a defense that typically heats up in the second half, going to have to step up here in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
Ram of the Week this week, as we told you earlier, Ethan Rivera. Read all about it at section618.com. Hover over features, click on Ram of the Week, and you'll see all of our past. Josh Finley, Country Financial Rams of the Week. We already know next week's winner. You can't talk us out of it. I won't give it away just yet. We'll let Mr. Rivera have his due for a week. Contact Josh Finley at Country Financial today to talk about how he can help ensure the future you're dreaming of. To help protect what matters most, call Josh Finley, your local Country Financial agent in Mount Vernon. Nolly going to roll to the left side. He's looking to pass. Could easily put it down to midfield. Well, we'll get to the 40 here on the near side, down to the 38. Gain of about 15 for Evan Nolly.
Smart play by Nolly. Squared his shoulders, thought about throwing the ball. He was running against his body. He's a right-hander running left. That's hard. So he just decided to tuck it and get what he could. So that's a smart play by Nolly, a senior quarterback from Marion.
Here in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth tonight, where orthopedic urgent care now open. No appointment necessary. Walk in daily from 8 until 4. Saw here in Asbury today, as a matter of fact. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Never know who you'll run into at 219 Withers Drive. As Nolly was rolling the pass to the right and under pressure, I believe, from Rivera, and throws it incomplete up the right side looking for Wiseman. So that'll stop the clock, 5:39. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats, tied at 6 here on the road at Wildcat Stadium. On the turf. So now we'll have a timeout. So that'll be the Rams taking their first. There we go. Timeouts presented by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital, advanced care close to home as we have 5:39 left. We're in the opening quarter, tied at 6. Getting dark sooner. It is fall after all. Great fall night here. Great autumn night in Williamson County as rain starting to fall. Great night to be inside here in the broadcast booth. Thanks to the shelter from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Great night not to be at Triad or Carbondale, where we're puckered, getting ready to make some diamonds with our rear ends, wondering if our camera's going to make it through the night. So thankful for Ryan Godisky and all of his hospitality tonight. First thing when we saw him, of course, he said, I'm going to come up at half. You're going to give me 5 minutes. I'm going to tell some Jeff Lonan stories at Mount Vernon.
Oh, boy.
And then brought in 3 pizzas. So we agreed to settle on the pizzas, and he's not going to come up at half.
And I didn't get any because I got here a little late.
Well, it was for the
entire. I missed out on the smorgasbord up here.
Nolly was back to pass. Double tight they were, and loaded right, and we'll have a whistle before he can do much of anything. As I think this play was about to be a delay of game, and so the Wildcats, no, Mount Vernon burns the timeout. Ignore me.
They saw something there they didn't like, so they just called timeout, and they're going to talk about it.
Well, there's about 15 guys up here, and so those 3 pizzas were for the 15 guys before you got here. They were gone pretty early.
Yeah, 15 guys and 3 pizzas, not really a great pizza ratio.
Nope. From the pizza expert, Chris Hugo, trust me, it's not.
Yes, you are.
Well, I'm down to about 2 slices, Lonan, as we eating better and exercising.
Well, good for you, because
yeah, I know.
You are a pizza connoisseur, and not just like pizza for dinner. You are a breakfast pizza guy, too.
I'll eat pizza for any meal.
Breakfast pizza, lunch pizza, pizza with eggs, pizza with bacon, pizza with pineapples.
I do not do that. Just the guy that needs SSM Health and get quick care for you and your family at SSM Healthcare Clinics. It's wellness that works with your schedule right here in Mount Vernon.
Rams back on the field now. Let's see what Marion comes back with. A different play or the same one they were going to run previously, which was going to be a pass, by the way. And Mount Vernon got the timeout just as the quarterback started to show his hand. and those receivers were releasing into routes. So I would imagine Marion probably changed the play here.
So with 5:38 left in the first quarter, we're still tied at 6. 2nd and 10 for Marion coming out of the Mount Vernon timeout. They have 1 timeout left in the half.
Defensive backs got to watch for those backs coming out of the backfield on play action. Don't let anybody get behind you or sneak out, and don't bite on play action if you're way back there as a corner or a safety.
Quick handoff to Walker coming up the left side. He gets down all the way to the 30, down to the 29, maybe 28. I'm going to say to the 28, gain of about 9 or so.
Walker runs hard.
Well, he does. He's 42 yards, I believe, on the night.
Yep, that's what I got him. That's what I got him at.
All the action driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville, #1 volume dealer in Southern Illinois. Log on to Holzhauers.com as this is Nolly, the quarterback. Walker again, first down yardage up the middle, inside the 25, down to about the 24. So Patrick Walker gets another 4 or 5 carries, 46 yards unofficially, and Marion is flirting with the red zone here with 5:03 left in the first quarter. Again, we are tied at 6. Both teams scored on their opening drive. Marion got a stop on the Rams' second drive, and now the Rams hoping to return the favor. Although Marion moving the ball at will so far with Wiseman and Walker in the backfield for Noli. Right at the middle again, inside the 20 this time. Stumbles, brought down by, I believe, Millsap at about the 17 for a gain of 7 or so.
Marion's got a offensive lineman lined up in the backfield. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but he's basically just leading the play. These are just blast or lead plays using that big lineman who's lined up right behind the guard.
Reese Marvin, his name, and now another handoff to Walker. Thought he was dead to rights and then escaped the tackle down to the 10. So runs left, gets another 7, and that's another Wildcat first down.
Yeah, they're just powering behind behind that big lineman who's lined up in the backfield. He's a big kid.
He's getting the job done, that's for true.
Let's see, Chris, 6'3", 320?
Got to be
65?
easily.
I don't have my glasses. I believe that's 65.
He is every bit of 6 foot.
Lawrence Marvin, 6'3", 320, and he's lining up behind the guard as if he's a back. Excuse me. And they're just getting in behind him, and he's just, well, it's like a bowling ball. A big one.
Nolly ready for the snap. Pitch to the right side. This is going to be to Jordan Beverly.
Flag.
Going to the far corner. He's into the end zone. We have 2 flags.
Yep.
Flag in the backfield, flag in the defensive backfield, and take your pick. That'll wipe away a Jordan Beverly 10-yard score on 1st and goal.
It's going to be holding. It's Marion's 3rd penalty for 30 yards now. And that one came at a very inopportune time for the Wildcats and a good time for the Rams.
Glad to have all of you watching us online. Thank you. Glad to see so many from Mount Vernon make the short trip to Marion. It's probably one of the easier trips. I know it's 41 miles, but it's an easy 41 miles.
It's a straight line.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, and you don't get many of those in the South 7.
Every time, I feel like I leave later and get here at the same time, much to the chagrin of Crow and anybody else with us. Why did we leave that early again? But here we are. We'll go to the left side. This is almost a spread we're familiar with, but not quite. Nolly flanked to his left by a back Beverly, and we'll have a Ram offside. That'll give him 5 right back. 1st and goal, 15 now instead of 1st and goal from the 20.
And I think they drew us offside there with a little bit different count. It's a smart play. We just got to make sure we watch the ball and don't jump.
If you've been hurt on the job, call Hannigan and McGovern at 618-241-9251. It's experience you can count on and a reputation you can trust. Tied at 6, 2:50 mark of this first quarter. 1st and 15, 1st and goal from the 15, I should say, for the Wildcats. Nolly flat on his feet, passes into the flat. Wiseman left side. He's inside the 10. He'll break for a touchdown. And there they go. Tommy Wiseman. 1 catch, 20 yards, and a TD, and the Wildcats take a 12-6 lead.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Nolly's got 2 TD passes. That's just a quick screen out to the wideout. he just takes advantage. He had a buddy out there in the slot that threw a nice block for him, and he just became an athlete at that point and beat us to the end zone.
They're going to go for 2, try to make this an 8-point game. It's 12-6 Wildcats. This will be Brody Larson again to lead it with Walker and Wiseman as backs. Marvin in the backfield as well. He'll keep it himself, and he'll be brought down. Thought that might have been Jameer Smith-Henson in on it initially, and maybe it was finished off by another Ram who's not on the roster I have.
So all 3 extra point tries have failed. Mount Vernon ran a fake kick, and it was an incomplete pass in the end zone, and now Marion has failed twice on their 2-point conversions.
Bad night to go for 2 so far, 0 of 3.
It is, and I'm a little perplexed again why Marion isn't just kicking the ball. But I'm going to bank that Kerry Martin probably knows a little more about it than I do.
He definitely knows more about it than I do. Quick Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard for you. Harrisburg leads Massac County 21-zip. That is late in the first quarter, I should say. Hyphen Bowl in the BDC tonight. Sesterville-Waltonville leads Christopher Ziegler-Royalton 14-0. That's after 1. Let's see if we can get you Centralia Althoff score. Yes, we can. After 1, it's a field goal game. Jeff Lonnan, Centralia 3, Althoff 0 after 1.
Nice.
I knew you'd appreciate that. Right here, it's 12-6. Rams trailing, 2:35 left, first quarter. Marion on to kick off. Usually not the type for trickery unless they're forced into it, but always beware and be ready. Here's your kick. It is in over in, but now tailing toward the near side. Backpedaling is Nettles. He stopped at the 2. He's at the 5, now to the 10 between the hashes. Distracted by a stop attempt and stays running. He has such elegance.
He really does.
And he got to about the 17. I mean, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but the way he runs with grace and elegance.
Yes.
And it's effective. As they're going to say, the 17-yard line where the Rams will have it 1st and 10.
Well, he caught it on about the 2, and then the momentum took him back to about the 1. Then he had to reset himself, and he got it all the way back to the 17. And there were about 3 guys from Marion that had a beat on him at about the 5. And he ran right past them. He's a guy who could break it, Chris. He could make a big special teams play for you.
And now the Rams out of the Diamond T have Rivera coming to the near side. Past the 20. He'll get to about the 23. I'm going to call it a gain of 6. 7. They're going to spot. No, they're not. No, they're not. Let's see. Yeah, to the 24.
Yeah, he's way up there.
Marion
fans applauding. But in the meantime, the Rams gained 7.
To bring up 2nd and 3 here, we'll drop below the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. 12-6 Wildcats as they stop the Rams on the second drive and then score 1 on their own after a punt, shanked punt, if you will, that did not pass midfield.
This is an unbalanced set now, Chris. 4 linemen on the right side, and they go left and they run trap.
And they trap my vision here as they, I believe,
down.
Gets to the 30, gain of 6, I believe. Rivera, who's getting close to the 600-yard mark on the season in game number 5.
Yeah, really unconventional set there. They go unbalanced right, so they bring a tackle over. So they have 2 tackles on one side of the line of scrimmage, but then they go low to left with their backfield. So now if you're a defense, what do you think of that? I mean, you just don't know. There's no key there. They end up running trap out of it, and that's the beauty of the Diamond T is you can get into so many different formations and run the same 5 or 6 plays and be effective.
1st and 10 from the 30 for the Rams, and this one will be a reverse. Fisher Davis, he'll be swallowed up in the backfield. And the Wildcats know it. They're celebrating it. Yeah. Initial contact made by, I believe, Jalen Elliott. So that'll drop us below the minute mark here in the first. It'll be the first loss in quite a while for the Rams on the run. A loss of about 2 on the play.
Yeah. Same play they ran to start the game. Marion stayed home that time.
And so 2nd and 12 now for the Rams. Ball on their own 28-yard line. All the action driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Rams would love another Mason Sons Plumbing touchdown.
Last play of the quarter, Chris.
Sometimes that's all they need, just that one play. It'll be Rivera now, off tackle to the right, off of the run, and he will be shy of the 40, about the 38, gain of 10. I'm going to go ahead and call it 10, so he'll get all but 2 back.
Yeah, nice.
Or he got all of it back then some, but all 2 shy of the first down.
Yeah, and that's good. We were buried there a little bit, almost getting into a throwing situation. But I think now, it's going to be closer to 3 than 2. That's going to be the end of the quarter. Be interesting to see if this is 4-down territory if we don't quite get there. I have a feeling it could be, even though it's risky. The Rams are willing to roll the dice. We've seen that early this season and on into this game. So we'll see if this is 4-down territory. They got about 3 to go to pick it up. We'll see what happens.
We'll find out after the break as we head to the second quarter. After 1, Marion 12, Mount Vernon 6. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Whether you're hunting on an ATV, competing in motocross, or just hanging out with friends hitting the trails in a side-by-side, we have your off-road memories right here waiting for you at Holzhauer's in Nashville, Illinois. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. In the woods, on the track or trails. Enter your victory lane from Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
ATVs are recommended only for use by those age 16 years and older. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
Do you have a check that needs deposited and don't have time to make a trip to the bank? No problem. With Mobile Deposit at People's National Bank, just snap a picture of the check with your smartphone, and with a couple of clicks, it's deposited into your account. Depositing a check with a PNB 2Go mobile banking app is just that easy. Just tap, snap, and deposit. Plus, it's free. Download the PNB 2Go mobile banking app today to get started. People's National Bank. We make banking easy. Member FDIC. Wireless or service fees may apply.
Back to the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX.
AM 940, 96.5 FM as we head to the second quarter. The Rams with the football on 3rd and 3, and they will hand off, and I believe, saw Rivera go to the right side and get a gain of about 6 or 7.
Yeah, no problem there. Just a blast off the right side, and that's 7 big yards. Was it?
He got 12.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, it looked like he got stopped, and then there was a surge, and then there was kind of a gasp, like he dropped it or something from the crowd, and then.
Yes, that's
what I thought there was a fumble.
Collective breath.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a fumble over there. It's on the far side of the field from us, so it's a little bit harder to see.
Next week we're at Carbondale. Rams and the Terriers. Still plenty of time in this one. We're not wishing time away. 11:23 mark of the second quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 49. This will be the lash on the handoff.
Get up.
Oh, nice move to get to the outside, but can't quite get to the 45. Stopped at about the 46. I have them at 4. We'll see what they do here as all the action is driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Number 1 volume dealer in Southern Illinois. It's where buying a vehicle is simple, easy, and fun.
That's a solid 5, almost 6. And that's a win on 1st down.
Gave them a better spot than what they had shown initially.
Mark it at 6.
Shane Garner and company, the crew tonight. I just can't remember everybody. I lost my list.
Just 4 penalties in this game, so the officials have not really been a factor either way, which is what you like to see.
Oh, absolutely. Ball in the far hash. Under center is McMillan out of the diamond tee. Rivera this time going to bounce to the right side. 1st down yardage, maybe more. He's on the races. Down to the 20, 15. They'll get chased from behind. He slips it, gets into the end zone, or they're going to say short at the 1. He's in.
Yeah, he sure is, because he hit the pylon when he went down, and that's a touchdown.
45 yards this time for Ethan Rivera. He's slacking tonight, Jeff.
What's he got now, about 90?
He's getting
100?
Probably.
Close to it.
But he's only getting him in for 45. What's wrong?
I don't know.
60s and 80s before.
Take what you get.
He's going down with the temperature, I guess. No, we say that in jest.
We
what
sure
a phenomenal run by the much stronger than me, Ethan Rivera. Josh Finley, Country Financial Ram of the Week, no less. Trying to get the award back, but I hate to break it there, but it's already decided. I didn't promise the head coach. I was like, hey, that's great.
Yes.
They're the Ram of the Week for next week, and I've probably already given it away, but that's all right.
Hey, let's just kick this through and get a lead, right?
That's where I'm at.
Nothing fancy. Just knock it through there, and let's go 13-12.
There's the kick. That might not get it done. That's wide. And we're tied at 12. Let's watch that run again. I think I got it all. What a run here by Leak to the right side, and just has to leap a little bit, little hurdle off of the ground, and he escapes a tackle on a trip and gets into the far corner of the end zone. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We're tied at 12. Ethan Rivera Show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
And once again, the extra points as we get into this game are starting to really show themselves. These teams now have left 2, 4, 6, 7 points off the board combined in extra points. And those can be difference makers, very important.
So from 45 yards out, Ethan Rivera ties the game. PAT, no good.
But it's the kind of game the Rams want, Chris. It's
absolutely.
Exactly what they want. It's not a shootout. It's not 40 points, 40 to 38 or something crazy, running all over the place. The Rams don't want that to win this game. They want to play possession football, and just that's why these little points here and there, I keep bringing up the extra points on both sides, I think will loom big in the end on who can execute them, from here on out. Because both these teams are going to score another 2 or 3 touchdowns. So let's just make sure that we watch that side of the game, that special team side. That could be the big difference in this game.
Oh, absolutely. And that Maids and Sons Plumbing touchdown was Ethan Rivera from 45 yards out.
Yeah, awesome.
I am at 97 yards.
That's
unofficially on 8 carries.
Me too. It's
Here's the onside
kick.
It is. It's got to go.
Now
Got to
get
get
it.
there. Now the Rams can get it. It bounced 10 yards, and what a great job by the Rams as they were able to shield the Wildcats. They're going to say Wildcat football. Didn't go far enough. What on earth? They got it.
Oh, we jumped
Unless they pointed the wrong direction.
I think he pointed the wrong direction. She had to. The ball went 10 yards.
Yeah, it did. It went
Everybody
past midfield.
waited. Then we jumped on it, and the referee signaled Marion.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. We get excited.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Marion just looked at it, right?
Let's see that again.
And I just said, hey, special teams, right? There's a great special teams play the Rams make to make a big difference and get the ball back for our offense. Now Marion can't play offense anymore.
No,
and they're frustrated.
Rams beat everybody to it, then we're able to shield the Wildcats from the football, and that was just well executed, as you just saw the instant replay on the Section 618 app.
Now just hammer it down their throats and put a score on the board here.
McMillan, the quarterback, will be under center. And now, let's see. It will be to the right side for
there it goes.
Rivera again, past midfield. Nice little hurdle. Gets to the 40, trying to get to that far sideline, and he got to about the 36. Gain of 14. Now he's over 100. I believe they call that 9 carries for 111. I mean, he's going to understand he can't be Ram of the Josh Finley kind of financial Ram of the Week every week, right?
You got him at 111?
Yes.
All right. That's about what I got him for.
Unbelievable effort by Ethan Rivera.
And there's only been a quarter and a half pass here. We got a lot of football left to go.
Recovered, all set up, I should say, by a recovered onside kick. Now 9:49 left.
Broken play.
It is a broken play.
Take care of it.
Nobody was
Just take care
there,
of
and
it.
McMillan
It's okay.
will get a gain of 1.
That's perfectly okay.
Something out of nothing. That's all you ask for.
No, you just don't do anything silly. Hey, just eat it. Take your yard. Get out on the ground and get up and let's get straight. And that was a good job by McMillan.
2nd and 9 from the 35 in Marion territory. 9:28 mark of this second quarter.
Yeah, and how many broken plays do you see where you lose 3 or 4, right?
Absolutely.
You get hit in the backfield, and so he's able to get another yard out of that, which is kind of rare sometimes for a broken play.
Rams out of the diamond tee. McMillan under center. The backs are Rivera, Davis, and Lash. With Lash the tailback.
Blast again.
So Rivera to the right
goes.
side.
There
He
goes.
breaks
There
through,
he goes.
and he's down to the 20. He is almost pulled down 10. Outside the 10, I should say. Inside the 15, maybe the 12. Oh, just evaded a horse collar tackle, and that's going to be a 23-yard gain for E. And E doesn't mean empty. Contact Josh Finley at Cutter Financial today. Talk about how he can help ensure the future you're dreaming of. To help protect what matters most, call Josh Finley, your local Cutter Financial agent in Mount Vernon. Wildcats down to their final timeout of the half.
And the defensive coordinator called timeout. Listen, Marion has absolutely shown no ability to stop the 26 blast. I mean, that play, I mean, it's not fancy. I mean, we're running the same play. I don't keep track of how many times we run each play, but that blast play we have run relentlessly down their throats on their right side, and they have had no ability whatsoever to even slow Rivera down. So they're going to have to make an adjustment there, or it's going to be a long night for them off the right side of that line with Rivera. He's going to go for a lot more than what he's got now, which is 134, which is a great night for a game for most kids. And he's doing it on one play.
Without a doubt, phenomenal effort. Carry after carry.
And I like the fact, here's what I like. I like the fact we're not trying to outthink ourselves, and we're just going with what works. You know, we're not trying to get too fancy. Offensive coordinator Steve McCoy doing a real good job just going with what works. Now, listen, there's a counter off of that, and Marion is ripe for it, and I don't know if this is the time for it, but it's in there, and it certainly would be set up off of that 26 blast going the other way. We'll see how that materializes.
Out of the SSM Health timeout, out of the Diamond T are the Rams, 1st and 10 from the Marion 12. And it looks like it's Rivera again. Just a simple inside handoff that time, down to about the 1 for a gain of 11.
Trap.
Move the chains again. There we go.
Yep, that's trap. Now okay, they're running blast. Now we just run it right up the middle and get off that tackle hole. And now, you know, hey, now if you're a defender, you're a backer. Oh, gosh, I forgot about that trap. Now I got to watch for that. Hey, that causes me to delay a second or two looking for the blast, and now your blast becomes a little more open. I mean, I just love how we're just working the ball inside out there just to show the defense and make them understand you got to honor that trap still. You just can't load up on that blast.
Diamond T from the 2. And this one is going to be Rivera again as he gets in the end zone.
Touchdown. Yeah.
What else is new? 3 tonight.
Touchdown.
Third of the night for Ethan Rivera.
146 yards. Ethan Rivera's show right now. Marion has no answer.
Let's see if the PAT drought continues. We hope not. Let's go, Fish.
Yep. Knock this through, Fish.
Fish was 8 and 9 last week. There's the hold, snap, hold, what have you. Kick is up good. There we go. God bless America, 19-12. I love it. I just like kicks. You know that.
I do too.
I'm a big kicking guy.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that, able to make a 35-yard field goal discussion or not, but we will tell you that Fisher Davis makes the PAT, and it's 19-12 Rams.
And the interesting part of that is that Marion has not shown an extra point team yet when they score, so will they have to go for 2, or are they committed to going for 2 every time? Or will they try to kick next time just to keep pace?
And thus far, it is a 13-point swing for the Rams.
Yeah, because now if Marion goes for 2 and doesn't get it, they're still behind. Whereas before, it would have been a tie on those last 2 sequences on the scoreboard.
We're on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We can follow along as we will keep you abreast with in-game updates. They're written kind of funny to help jog my memory for when I write the report for section618.com later tonight. So there's a little bit added info to each one. 8:16 left in the first half, 19-12. Rams back up a touchdown. They went onside kick last time. That's what set all of that up, and what a great setup it was a kick ago.
Yeah.
Kick this time going to be deep.
Boy, good kick.
That'll get away into the end zone, touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Wildcats. Great kick by Fisher Davis.
Yeah, landed on the 5. That's 55 yards in the air, and he kicked it over the head of the Marion return man.
See if we can get you from elsewhere. Brought to you by Tony Wilcher, State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Harrisburg on top of Massac, 28-0. Looks like last check on the Section 618 app, Centralia was leading Altoff 3-0. We have a busy day on the app tomorrow. Actually, four of our feeds are tomorrow on the Section 618 app. Benton, West Frankfort, both games, both stations. Q106, 95.5 The Fan, and then El Dorado Hamco tomorrow. WEBQ FM 102.3 and WMCL. Noli out of the gun, spread this time. It'll be Walker on the handoff up the middle, and this is the Rams' bread and butter, sniffing this out. Jameer Smith-Henson on the contact, help from Nettles, and for Walker, looked like forward progress might give him no gain. We'll see what they say.
Yeah, I don't think they gave him anything. That's the first time we've actually seen Marion in their old traditional spread formation, and it nets 0. I wonder if they've seen enough of that, and they'll go back into their little tight formation they've been running with the big boy. Nope, they're going to stay spread.
There they go.
They got 4 wide and a single back.
Noli, the QB, to the left, 2 to the right. Low snap, he's able to recover. Off the drop, he will be hit as he throws, and that is almost picked off by Anthony Lash or Quentin Millsap as they run into the receiver, and that'll ball incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 with 7:31 left in the quarter.
Great coverage. Great coverage. That was double coverage, actually. Noli just tried to throw it in there. All 3 of those kids made a heck of an effort. The receiver for Marion and our 2 defensive backs. Big down here, 3rd and 10, right? Going to throw it for sure, almost, I think.
7:31 mark. It's the second quarter, 3rd and 10 for the Cats.
Yeah, throwing down. They're going to call the play at the line of scrimmage. They're getting it from the sideline now. Now they're going to call it.
Another Mays and Sons Plumbing touchdown a moment ago for the Mountford and Rams. They lead 19-12. Another low snap. Noli gets set, now drops. Throws under pressure, overthrown. Millsap will come up with it.
Get up.
He's it around midfield, and Quinton's going to run back. Now to the 40, we have a flag.
Clip.
We have another flag at the 30, the 25. Clipping, yes, another flag. And he'll get inside the 20 to 18. None of that's going to matter. The Rams will have the football.
Yep.
It won't change that. It'll just change the field position.
The Rams will have the ball for sure, yep. Unfortunately, we hit somebody in the back right back here at about the 50. And then there's a trail of flags leading all the way back down to around the 25. There's a lot of hankies, Chris. But we do have the football.
That's what matters if you're a Rams fan. Streaming presented by Rend Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands on that collegiate education. So they will pick up all their flags. Shane Garner, I feel like a Brad and a couple of Marks. Again, I don't remember all the names. I had a sheet that had all the names on there. This is actually an established crew, and that's the reason why I'm trying to remember the names, because it's not often you get guys right now that have worked together frequently, and they're doing a good job tonight.
They are, and those were legitimate penalties.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I saw the first one, and then after that it didn't matter because it was a clip and it was coming back anyway, and it was going to be Rams football. Buck in the back, holding. Yeah, actually 2 penalties on that play, not 4, even though there were 4 flags. But regardless, the ball's going to end up at about pretty good field position for the Rams.
Absolutely.
It's going to be about the 35, 36.
How crazy is it to think? I'll save it for the second half.
Yeah, just save it.
A lot of football to go.
Yeah.
19-12 Rams, they take over after the penalties. Yeah. But they declined to hold. They declined the block in the back, and they took the other one to push them back 15. Marion accepted, I should say, and that'll go all the way back to the opposing 35-yard line, where the Rams will have 1st and 10, 7:15 mark of the second quarter, 19-12 Ram lead, looking to add to it.
Yeah, actually going to give us the 37.
McMillan, the QB, is under center here, and who else?
There it is.
They go
There's
to
the blast.
Rivera.
Get up.
Oh, he shook a guy, and he's going to be pushed ahead,
Ball's
but
down.
fumbles the football
We got it
ahead
back.
midfield.
We got it back.
It's actually going to be recovered by the Rams in Marion territory. Great recovery there. Trying to get the number of the Ram that recovered, I believe. That was Williams, one of the tight ends.
Ooh, man.
Never have a bigger fumble recovery in his life, and they gained 3 more yards on the play.
Yeah, we ended up getting about 14 yards. No, we got more than that, didn't we? Yeah, we got 37, 13, 14 minutes. We got 17 yards on that play, and 4 of it, the ball was on the ground rolling forward.
Yes, sir. First down for the Rams, though. They'll take it.
Rivera gets credit for 14 there.
And so In motion will be Rivera. Pitch to the right side. We'll have a flag. Motion penalty more than likely on the Rams as Lash got a first down to the right, and he'll be brought down at about the 33-yard line. It'd be a gain of 13 if not for the penalty.
Two guys in motion at the same time.
They started to play while Rivera was still going left to right. Can't do that.
Yeah, that's fixable. You know, there's so many things these guys have learned and gotten better at in the last very short period of time. That's just a mental mistake. But you know what? I got a feeling the way we're rolling offensively and picking up yards, that's not going to hurt us too much. Still first down.
So it'll be at the 49-yard line in Ram territory for 1st and 15 after the penalty. First and 15, and on play action, looking to pass. It'll be complete to the screen. Lash will get to the original line of scrimmage, up to the right sideline. He's dancing with the first down. This is a 15-yard pass to Lash. It will be 15 yards. Whether or not it's in front or back of the first down marker remains to be seen. But a big pass by McMillan to Lash, too.
What did they call? Did they call something there?
No.
Okay, we're good. We're good. I heard the Marion guys next to me say there was a marker down. Maybe he just meant the yard marker. Or maybe he was just having a little...
it happens.
Yeah. Error in his sight, which I totally understand because I don't have my glasses, and sometimes it's hard for me to see 10 feet in front of me.
Diamond T set for the Rams, moving the chains. 1st and 10 from the Marion 36 on the far hash from my perspective. And it'll be right back to Rivera. Looks like maybe about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. And I have Rivera for about 164.
Yeah, that's what I got him for.
14 carries.
How far was that screen pass to?
15.
Yeah, 15. That was a nice play. I knew they had some screens in this week, and I'm glad to see him break that out and show that defense once again so they can't just start teeing off in the second half on that blast play that's been hurting them. They got to know and respect that screen and that counter, which we haven't really shown much of, the counter play I'm talking about. And I think he's holding that back just to have something here in the second half maybe.
We drop below the 5:30 mark and on a reverse. Looked up to the near side, or was that a counter?
That was a counter.
I looked down for a second at the live read. Next thing I know, Fisher Davis has it, not Ethan Rivera. And he will get about 4 on the play.
And they ran the counter. It's the first one of the game.
Buying a vehicle, simple, easy, and fun at Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Shop all of their brands at holzhauers.com. As we have 3rd and a deuce here for the Rams at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. They lead 19-12. 3 Mason Sons Plumbing touchdowns tonight for the Rams, and they all belong to Ethan Rivera. 8 touchdowns the last 2 games. Pretty good average.
Not too bad.
If you have him in fantasy, he's definitely gotten you some points. 3rd and 2 here, Diamond T, McMillan under center. And this one will be Rivera again, running up the right side, gets down to about the 20 for a gain of 8. You feel like you're going to get a small gain, and then he breaks a tackle and gets you about 5-6 more.
Well, he gets his shoulder pad square, and that's the key. You can't bounce that play outside. It's tempting, and it's a mistake a lot of kids make on that particular play. But once you get to that hole, you're always looking to cut back and even cut back to the opposite side, even though we haven't seen that. Those cutback lanes are something they preach in practice all the time. Don't run to the sidelines and try to beat somebody. Get it up north and south and get what you can get.
4:10 mark of the first half. We'll have your Walgreens Distribution Center halftime show coming up at the break. Rams up 19-12. Rivera in motion, and a pitch to the right side will be to Lash, and he'll get about 3-4 on the play as he went right for the sideline. And looked like there were 2 men in motion to me, but we'll take the break there as that's a gain of about, they're going to say 3 for Anthony Lash.
Yeah. And so far, anytime the Rams have motion, it's been pitch and to Lash. So we'll see if that trend continues or they run a counter off of that now that they've shown that so much.
Officially, they only give 2. I give 3 because
I gave them 3.
I can, and I will. And we'll go to 2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line, 3:24 mark of the half. 19-12 Rams if you just joined us.
Trap.
As that trap is snipped out that time. He might have gotten 2. But that's okay. They'll run the clock.
That was Fisher.
I believe so.
Yep.
Ooh, gave him more than. Might have given 1 instead of 2. What'd you give him?
I gave him 2.
Good enough. 2:55 left. We are in the second quarter. First half action. Wildcats Stadium from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth as we have 2:45 left now. Clock continues to roll. 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Ball on the Marion 17-yard line. Far hash spot. Looking for the end zone, and this one will be
pass.
Play action. Looking to the right side toward the sideline, and that one's going to be broken up.
Flag.
And a late flag on
Lots
that
of
one,
flags.
as I believe they were looking for. I thought that was.
Well, it was a late flag, though, almost like.
I thought they were looking for Baker, but.
It was almost like it was after the play. I thought maybe it'd be a pass interference, but you'd think they'd throw that flag in there quicker.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's huge if it's against Marion.
It would appear to be. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, he did call it.
So they're going to call pass interference, PI on the Wildcats. Not a spot penalty as you're accustomed to seeing in the NFL on Sundays. I believe 15 yards in the first down. Either way, it's first down, so it sets up 1st and goal here for the Rams as the ball is on the 8.5.
Oh, that's huge. That's a huge break.
Huge, massive as the
My gosh.
rain's falling here in the Williamson County. 19-12 Rams. Could that change out of the Diamond T? McMillan under center. The line ready. There are the Rams and bouncing to the right side. Looks like it is Rivera getting inside the 5. And if you hear me pausing when I say Rivera, I have to think every time because I want to call him Evan Leake for various reasons.
Well, he got that
Any of them
ball.
not a stretch.
Yeah, they're going to spot it about the 3. So he got 5.
He's about 18 and 177, and we only have room for 22 carries. So he will more than likely need another line on the score sheet. We didn't need that many last week. 17 carries and 552,000 yards. 252 to be exact. Out of the Diamond T again. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Rams ready, and this one is going to be, looks like they countered with Rivera again. And this time they stop him maybe for a short loss.
It gets tough down there. When, the field gets compact, a little less room to work with. Boy, it's a big one here, too. Would the Rams kick a field goal here? That's another question. You're in range. It's a short one. It's like an extra point. That would give the Rams a 10-point lead if he could knock one through there, and that's huge in this game.
Indeed it is. Minute 10 mark of the second quarter. Rams content with, again, eating some clock.
I do think if you're going to try to kick a field goal, if you don't get it, you run a play to the left here and try to get the ball centered if you don't get a touchdown, and they do that.
And we're going to have a flag on the play.
Yeah, they're going to pitch it.
They're going to say false start on the Rams.
Yeah, it's that motion pitch again that they got called on the last time.
So 58.8 seconds left in the second quarter. That'll push it back 5. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 9. Rams up 7. It's 19-12. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth here. WMIX Mount Vernon. Free service from Withers Broadcasting. Orthopedic urgent care now open with no appointment necessary. Walk-in only from 8 until 4.
So you're looking at about a 26-yard field goal here if the Rams don't get anything. But they are going to run this quarter out one way or the other, and Marion's not going to get the ball back with a chance to play. So we're either going to score here or we're going to go in 19-12.
3 on the play clock. 34 on the game clock. Looking for the fade in the end zone. It's overthrown. And we have a flag. 30.8 seconds left in the second quarter. It's 19-12. And we will see what this flag is.
Well,
as they were looking for Richardson in the far corner of the end zone.
The flag was in the vicinity of the line. It wasn't out around the receiver, which tells me it was probably holding. It's declined. It's going to be 4th down. And now Mount Vernon has a decision to make. And we'll see.
Looked like initially they were going to decline the penalty, but they're going to talk it over. 30.8 seconds, a half minute to go in this first half. We'll have the Walgreens Distribution Center halftime coming up here at the break. Walgreens Distribution Center hosting walk-in Wednesdays from 11 to 1 every Wednesday. Meet directly with HR to apply and interview. Offers will be made to qualified candidates on the spot at Walgreens Distribution Center in Mount Vernon. 30.8 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Boy, it's a 20. I don't know. They're going to call timeout and think about this, and I don't know what they're going to do. It looks like the offense is still on the field, but man, 3 would be big here if he could hit one. Going up 10 instead of 7.
SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital, advanced care close to home, sponsoring the timeouts on your Mount Vernon Ram broadcast here on WMIX. Again, this is WMIX Mount Vernon, W243 AVFM Mount Vernon. Free services from Withers Broadcasting. Just a fancy legal way of telling you this is AM 940 and 96.5 FM, or you can listen to us globally on the section618.com app or watch us live as well. If you download the app, there's a little banner that says tap here to watch the Mount Vernon Rams, or you can just go to YouTube and search for WMIX Sports. There's plenty of ways to get to us, or until the end of this academic year, you can go to WMIXsports.com. I realize we said that last year, but we mean it this time. Final year of WMIXsports.com. It renewed last November, and at that point we have it till November, and it'll renew again, and we'll probably just play the same thing next year. But here we are. 30.8 seconds left in the second quarter. Rams with the decision to make on 4th and goal from the 9 after the penalty a moment ago. And I do not
They're
see.
Gonna kick it.
There it is. I was going to say I didn't see the T initially. But
yeah, I like this. I like this. You got a better chance of making this and getting it on 4th and 9.
Davis from the far hash.
And this is big,
26-yard field goal.
This one's big. This is going to be 10 points at half if he can knock it through.
Spot, hold,
Get up. Oh, he
kick.
nailed it.
Oh, wow.
He nailed it. Yes. You better believe it. That's big.
Yeah, baby. 26-yard field goal.
Man, he drilled that, didn't he?
You know how all those times I was like, hey, I can make a 35-yard field goal? No way. That was legit. That's leg right there.
It is harder than it looks. It is.
Unreal. That'll win my heart forever.
Wow.
I mean, I remember all the Swinton kicks. I didn't do the John Anderson games, but I remember the Swinton kicks. I remember Josh Sears bombing one from 53 yards in Bloomington, of all places. Bloomington. I remember kicks.
That kick at Bloomington was the farthest field goal I witnessed in high school, and I've been around it a long time. That was a bomb. So many memorable kicks, though, and that we can add that one right there to the library.
Unreal.
2-score
Did we add that to the scoreboard? We did not. We did not. Up it goes. Field goal Mount Vernon, it'll say.
Now just rip this off into the end zone and then make a play, and then we're in halftime up 22-12. Just get them on the ground.
What a kick. Kick is up, end over end, going to bounce around. Thankfully, it bounces at the end zone, not out of bounds. So with 30.8 seconds to go, shouldn't some time have come off the clock during the kick? Am I crazy?
No. Yes, you are. It was 30.8 when he kicked it.
So I'm crazy, or time should have come off the clock?
No, you're crazy.
Okay, thanks.
Special teams.
I thought it was 30.8 when they snapped, and you.
No, it was.
And tell you the clock ran until it went to the uprights or whatever.
Oh, you're okay.
No. Like it's been 30.8.
I think it's squared.
30.8.
I think that's fair. 30.8 is where it should be.
See what happens here. 30.8 seconds to go for the Marion Wildcats to work with. Double tight coverage. Here's what they started the game with. Noli, trouble on the handoff. It'll be fumbled, and he will have to fall on it with 26 seconds left. That's actually good for the Rams, whether or not they recover. So we'll drop to the 20-second mark, recovered by Noli, just shy of the 20 at about the 19. It's going to be a loss of 1.
Boy, Marion's shaking right now. They are really shook up. I don't think they expected this. And what a half by Mount Vernon, right?
Amen. And that's exactly where we're going. We're going to the Walgreens Distribution Center halftime report. After 2 quarters in Marion, it is the Mount Vernon Rams 22, the Marion Wildcats 12. We'll come back with the aforementioned Walgreens Distribution Center halftime after a quick break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Whether you're hunting on an ATV, competing in motocross, or just hanging out with friends hitting the trails in a side-by-side, we have your off-road memories right here waiting for you at Holzhauer's in Nashville, Illinois. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. In the woods, on the track or trails. Enter your victory lane from Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
ATVs are recommended only for use by those age 16 years and older. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers urgent care visits for acute strains and sprains, joint pain, sports injuries, and even possible fractures. Walk in anytime, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. You don't need an appointment, and you can be seen and get the treatment you need on the same day. Let their highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners provide the care you deserve. Give them a call at 618-242-3778 or visit their website, orthocentersi.com.
Stop searching for your own insurance. You have too much on your plate. Just one call to Hall Insurance, and they'll find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it's home, auto, renters, boat, motorcycle, your business, whatever you need coverage on, they'll do the work for you. Then call you back with a quote, most times in the same day. Call 618-244-7500 or visit HallInsGroup.com. Hall Insurance Group, your independent insurance agency in Mount Vernon. HallInsGroup.com.
Need work but not finding anything requiring skill or experience?
Yeah, I need a job where I can continue to grow, not start over flipping burgers.
Do you like working with your hands?
Yes.
Have you managed a team or operations before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you're exactly who we're looking for.
Walgreens Distribution Center is hosting Walk-In Wednesdays from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. every Wednesday. Meet directly with HR to apply and interview. Offers will be made to qualified candidates on spot. Walgreens promotes and supports a drug-free work.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Walgreens Distribution Center halftime show starts now.
Walgreens Distribution Center in Mount Vernon, sponsors of our halftime show here at Wildcat Stadium. The Mount Vernon Rams pitched a shutout in the second quarter, outscoring the Wildcats 10-0 to take a 22-12 halftime lead. Walgreens Distribution Center is hosting Walk-In Wednesdays from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Meet directly with HR to apply and interview. Offers will be made to qualified candidates on the spot at Walgreens Distribution Center in Mount Vernon. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonan along for the ride as the Rams here lead 22-12 at the break. And, Jeff, what an incredible second quarter by the Rams, not only to get the touchdown set up by the onside kick, but they got the 26-yard bomb by Fisher Davis field goal, but the defense pitched the shutout. Came up with a turnover. The special teams got the onside kick. It was a good effort by the Rams defense and special teams.
Well, it's just a solid effort all the way around, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, if you want to pick on something, it's hard to find anything other than, we just didn't convert those two-point conversions. But then you come back, and make a huge special teams play, recovering the onside kick, and then you on top of that, you stack on a big field goal at the end. Again, a special teams play that kind of makes up for those, missed extra points on those two-point conversions. So that three was essentially, kind of soothed the wounds of the extra points that we didn't get. So hats off to Fisher Davis on that kick. I can't tell you how big that was, because now that we're at a two-possession game instead of a one-possession game, and Marion now feels that a little bit extra pressure in the locker room because they know they got to put it in twice. And in the meantime, they got to figure out a way to stop us offensively, and they have not done that at all. The Rams have just pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage, have run the ball pretty much at ease against Marion, and only had to put the ball up. We threw one screen pass, and have we thrown two passes?
Yes.
One incomplete and one screen for about 15. So the Rams have done all this damage, and and only 15 of it was through the air. So that's exactly what they need to do. I also like the fact that we're running a play clock now before we run the plays, but Millen's doing a great job managing that. If you notice, that play clock runs every time we snap a ball to run a play. It's inside of 10 seconds and oftentimes 5, which is just, it's that many more seconds off the clock, and those add up, as you get through the half and quarters and ultimately the game. So boy, it's just a really, really good half of football for the Mount Vernon Rams. We put the ball on the ground one time. We always talk about turnovers being such a big factor, but we picked that right back up. We were there, so we got it back. So that was a break. You know, and other than that, we didn't really turn the ball over, so that didn't hurt us. But just a lot of great momentum plays by the Rams and a lot of energy. And the crowd, I don't know if you've looked over there, but that crowd was going nuts at halftime when the Rams left the field. I mean, they were on their feet waving flags, and I don't know if they brought their cowbells or not. I've been on that lately about those cowbells. Boy, they've just done a great job supporting this team. You know, every time I come to a game, it's like you're going back in history, you know, back to the heyday of when Rams football was really good, you know, and there's been various times in history that's happened. I'm not just talking about one era. You could go back, you know, years and years before Coach Mings was here with other coaches, you know, where Rams football was strong. You feel like you're in an era of like that now, and you know, the fans are really getting on board. We traveled really well tonight. So far, so good. You got a half of great football, but the unfortunate news is there's another half. You're at Marion, and you're playing against a really dangerous Wildcat squad.
They get the football to start the second half as well. We still have some stats to go over. We have plenty to discuss. In fact, it's going to be a bit of a longer halftime show tonight as they have quite the routine going with the Marion Marching Band. In fact, they started this with about 16 minutes on the clock as opposed to the usual 10. So we're going to have an extended Walgreens DC halftime. Might as well give some shout-outs. We know Spot's watching at home. It looks like Pink has a group of people over watching us on the Section 618 app. Happy birthday, Ron Weinmiller, if you're still watching and listening. I think he's 47 today. He's asking for a Cerro Gordo update because he's trying to obviously lay some bait out there. We know Andy Sloan is out there watching and or listening somewhere, so it would be remiss if I didn't mention Grandma Paralee. I believe they are watching it all tonight, her and Jim. So glad to hear that. Glad to have everybody aboard. Hit us up on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. Again, we have plenty of time on this Walgreens Distribution Center halftime. I am thirsty, so we will, however, take a quick break on our Walgreens DC halftime show. Here at the half, the Mount Vernon Rams 22, Marion Wildcats 12. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Leave the limits in the dust with the 22 Toyota Tacoma. Hey, this is Pat Williamson with Monken Toyota in Mount Vernon, Illinois. The 22 Tacoma is more capable, which means more epic adventures, and our selection is growing daily. Whether you're ready to hit the trail running, take on the world's greatest terrain, or just want to get from point A to point B with the latest technology, we have the Tacoma for you. See me, Pat Williamson, at Monken Toyota, just west of the interstate in Mount Vernon, or view our expanding inventory online at MonkenToyotaMountVernon.com.
Culver's could have only started in Wisconsin. Just ask our team member Marcus.
Let's just say you can take the restaurants out of America's Dairyland, but you can't take America's Dairyland out of the restaurants. Like the real Wisconsin cheese on our juicy butter burgers, the farm fresh dairy in our fresh frozen custard, even our crispy golden Wisconsin cheese curds. It may sound cheesy, but we love where we come from at Culver's.
Culver's at Veterans and 42nd in Mount Vernon.
Welcome to Delicious.
Watch the Rams in stunning high definition at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Ren Lake College.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and we're on the Section618.com app here tonight. The Mount Vernon Rams, Marion Wildcats, and the Wildcats and Rams were all even at 12 at the end of the first quarter after Rams jumped out to a 6-0 lead, tied at 6, 12-6 Marion lead, tied at 12 at the end of 1, and the Rams 10 unanswered points here in the second quarter to hold Marion scoreless in quarter number 2. That takes us to this Walgreens Distribution Center halftime show with a 22-12 Rams lead here at the break. And what a big lead that it is. Huge lead. As we have some heathens up here in the press box in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. Good to see Athletic Director Seth English. Your assistant coach, Matt Poole's up here, Coach Lonan, and it's just a big homecoming of sorts here in Williamson County. As we'll get to the scoring and stats of this one in just a moment. Walgreens Distribution Center has walk-in Wednesdays from 11 to 1. You can meet with HR, and qualified candidates will be offered positions right on the spot. That's Walgreens Distribution Center every Wednesday from 11 to 1. Do we have stats compiled?
Well, yeah, I got some stats for you.
Sweet. If we're not done, we can take some more time because we have plenty.
Take a little more time. We got plenty of
How
time.
about that? We do have plenty of time to go over some stats. I mean, normal halftime is about 10 minutes. You get the 3-minute warm-up clock. And I said 15, 16 a moment ago. I'm not unconvinced they didn't put a 20-burger on the clock here at halftime.
Yeah.
It is very much an extended halftime or show, which leaves us time to talk. And, of course, why we gave so many shout-outs a moment ago to everybody that's watching us from around the area tonight. Of course, it doesn't count all of you listening on the Section 618 app. If you have not downloaded the Section618.com app, you can download it from Google Play or the App Store, and it is Android Auto and CarPlay friendly. So if you find the game that you want to listen to, you can flip back and forth safely on the app in your dashboard. So it's that simple. And games on the app tonight include Nashville and Alton Marquette. You're listening to Mount Vernon and Marion. Centralia Althoff is on the app tonight, and I know tomorrow we have both feeds from 2 games, Benton and West Frankfort, as well as El Dorado and Hamilton County, and Massac and Harrisburg are on the app tonight. So a lot of our resources, of course, being devoted to the same game, but when you have varied perspectives featuring multiple teams, that is going to happen. Of course, you download the Section618.com app. Again, that's Google Play or the App Store, and it is powered by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. We'll take another break on your Walgreens DC halftime. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers urgent care visits for acute strains and sprains, joint pain, sports injuries, and even possible fractures. Walk in anytime, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. You don't need an appointment, and you can be seen and get the treatment you need on the same day. Let their highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners provide the care you deserve. Give them a call at 618-242-3778 or visit their website, orthocentersi.com.
Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. At Landers Towing and Collision, we think that building a winning team is essential to providing our customers with the best service possible. Some of the products we have to offer include pre- and post-repair scanning for a clean bill of health, unibody and structural repair measuring, frame measuring and repair, and ADAS calibrations. ADAS is a network of sensors, cameras, modules, and programming that assist in driving and parking functions. Choosing the correct team to repair your vehicle that has evolved alongside this technology is essential for a safe and quality repair. That's why we have spent countless hours providing our technicians with the highest level of training the industry has to offer. ICAR Gold Class Certified Collision Repair Training. We would like to welcome our newest members to the team, the Welch Collision Center family. Now with more locations to serve you, big or small, we tow and fix them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Raise a Warrior, RLC's micro scholarship program for in-district students grades 3 through 12. Get up to $2,000 for college at RLC. Earn points with things students do every day. Honor roll, sports, volunteering, clubs, and so much more. Parents create an account, set up your child's profile, and that's it. You're now ready to earn and track points toward real money for college. Let RLC help you raise a warrior. Get started today. micro.rlc.edu.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the Section618.com app. Oh, baby, what a half. The Mount Vernon Rams on top of the Marion Wildcats, 22-12 here as we are in the Walgreens Distribution Center halftime show. I'm Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonan alongside for this extended halftime report. And it is extended here in Marion because it's their Pink Out Night. Of course, we have Pink Out Night coming to Ken Hunt Stadium thanks to the FBLA on Friday, October the 14th against Centralia. See the FBLA to buy your Pink Out T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and what have you. I believe that is Friday, October the 14th against Centralia. Pink Out Night at Ken Hunt Stadium. And we took a shot in the dark and we got it. So support the Mount Vernon Pink Out Night as well on Friday, October the 14th. They're having one here tonight, raising money for breast cancer, getting the FBLA, I believe, an ordering deadline of October the 2nd through a silkworm, as a matter of fact. All I saw was one Facebook post, and I got it memorized. How about that? Jeff, I believe we have scoring and stats for the first half.
Well, the score is 22-12, which we've established, and we know the Rams are taking a 10-point lead into this halftime, which is huge. Mount Vernon offensively was impressive on the ground. And I'll just give you the individuals here. Rivera led all carriers with 16 carries, 98 for 177 yards. Wise carried the ball 5 times for 24 yards. Davis carried the ball 4 times for 46 yards. And McMillan had 1 carry for 1 yard. Rams rushed 26 times in that first half for 248 yards. That's a 9.5 yard per carry average, and that's good. McMillan threw the ball twice, completed once. He's 1 for 2. No interceptions for 15 yards. Rams were penalized 4 times in the first half for just 30 yards, so that really didn't hurt them too much. We only punted the ball 1 time as well for 19 yards. Over on the Marion side, numbers not as good. Marion rushed the ball. Marion only rushed the ball 11 times because possession time was so lopsided. I think I didn't really keep track of possession, but I know we've had the ball a heck of a lot longer than Marion has. They only rushed the ball 11 times compared to Mount Vernon's 26, so that's considerably less rushing plays, obviously, for 72 yards. Marion going at 6.5 yards per carry. Their quarterback, Noli, was 2 for 4, but that was 2 big TDs he threw for, those 2 completions. He did throw an interception, and so altogether he was 2 for 4 and with 1 interception and 2 TDs. Marion was also penalized 4 times for 45 yards. The first down count, Marion only had 4 first downs in that first half. Mount Vernon had 9. So offensively, advantage Mount Vernon at least in the first half. So we'll see what happens here in the second half as Marion goes in and tries to make some adjustments to stop this Mount Vernon offense.
Well, there we go. It's been a big first half of football. It was 12-12 after 1. Rams pitch a shutout in quarter number 2. 10 unanswered points makes it 22-12. We'll take a break, come back on a Walgreens Distribution Center halftime show here in Marion from Wildcats Stadium. We're in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth, where Rams football is driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC in Mount Vernon and their service department is open and ready to provide your vehicle with the top-notch service and maintenance. Their service experts are highly trained and service all makes and models. Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC service department also offers complimentary shuttle within the Mount Vernon city limits, and they can pick up and drop off your vehicle, saving you time and making it easy. Schedule your appointment and ask about their service specials by visiting schmidtchevrolet.com.
Losing a loved one is hard enough. Add in the logistical and financial decisions that come with arranging a funeral service, and it can feel overwhelming. By planning yours in advance, you can remove these extra burdens from your loved ones during an already difficult time and allow your family the space to remember, reflect, and begin to heal. We offer flexible payment plans, making advanced planning a more convenient option. My name is Karen Pace with Huey and Newell Funeral Homes. We are committed to providing a personalized service to fit your family's needs with dignity and professionalism. Call us to set your appointment today.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports.
Back here in Buddy Williamson for the Mount Vernon Rams and the Marion Wildcats. Wildcats Stadium from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonan alongside as the Mount Vernon Rams. I'm looking at Lonan saying Mount Vernon Lady Rams, but the Mount Vernon Rams lead this 22-12 here after 2 quarters of play. And a couple of things to note, Jeff. Obviously, not only the 10-0 shutout pitched by the Rams in the second quarter, but how crucial that's going to be with the Wildcats getting the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, because even if they score, we're still ahead, and we can get our offense back on the field and start chewing up those yards again. That's why that 10-point lead as opposed to a 7 was huge. But again, you know, Marion hasn't been to the playoffs 20-some times here in the last 20-some years by not being able to make adjustments at halftime. And we'll see what kind of adjustments they can make, if they can make any, you know, to stop especially Ethan Rivera, who's just run all over the top of him here in the first half. So I would suspect there'll be some adjustments defensively anyway by the Marion Wildcats here starting this second half. And on the other side, you know, Mount Vernon, I don't know how many adjustments you make. I just don't think I think you just keep on keeping on, and that's kind of the nature of the system that we run. You know, it's like, here it is, stop it, you know, and if you can, hats off, and if you can't, then, you know, it's going to be a long night. So I think you just do what you do, you know, if you're on our side, and keep them pumped up. You know, probably something we want to talk about is that pitch, that motion pitch that we got 2 penalties on, motion penalties. That's something they've got to probably cover, and I think they probably surely did. at halftime, because really we only got penalized 4 times, and 2 of them were on that particular motion and that particular running play. So something just wasn't right there. I have a feeling, I think it was 2 men in motion with a back and then one of the linemen going down at the same time. I don't know that for a fact, whatever the officials saw, but it was a problem the times we did try to run it. And there was a third time we ran it. I think that we probably should have been penalized and weren't. Other than that, we've been very clean. We've played very well, and we just got to keep it up and do what we do in this second half. Play with a lot of heart, a lot of energy, and, man, what a big win, huh? This would be. I think this would surprise some people, even though Mount Vernon has been much improved. You know, you're at Marion, tough place to play football and tough place to win. And this would be a real feather in this team's cap. And I think you're looking at 4 wins now if we can stay with this, and you just need one more to be playoff eligible. And, you know, let's face it. That's good news.
I have this big thing about carts and horses and putting them in the correct order, but Dan has had a fair share of success against Marion. And so to see even a competitive game, regardless of how it ends up, is refreshing, because I believe the only game in which the Rams have been close in recent memory was 2013. They lost 44-42. The 7-4 season, they went to the playoffs. But this is the game that's kind of the marker of your season to know where you are. And to see them up 10 at the half, hey, you know, things are going pretty well. Altop leads Centralia last check 7-3 at halftime. So that, you know, comparison scores mean nothing in football, obviously, but mean nothing in a lot of sports. But this is just a kind of a true barometer of where Rams football is this year. I mean, this game.
Exactly. And, you know, when you hear those comparative scores, you can't help but think, you know, hey, we got a shot in every one of these conference games. I mean, is even a conference championship now in play? And I think it is. You know, if you get out of here with a win tonight, and I'm not trying to put the cart in front of the horse. I'm the last guy that usually does that anyway, but this win right here, I can't tell you how big that would be for your chances. You know, you still got to play a lot of conference football, but for your chances, this is a big one to get behind you. You know, if you could get out of here with a win, you know, you still got to go play Carbondale, and you got to play Cahokia, and you got to play Centralia. But, man, this game at Marion, that's a big feather in your cap if you could pull this off. So, be interesting to see.
Oh, without a doubt.
Well, regardless of what happens, though, I mean, the Rams are so improved, and they have rejuvenated this football program just in these short, 4 or 5 weeks, to a point I don't even think anybody could have, you know, in their wildest dreams thought could be done in that short a time. And that's regardless of what happens here. You know, if Marion would happen to come back here, okay, yeah, that would really stink, right? But where are we at, you know, like compared to what we were, you know, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago before we played? And where are the expectations now? Now we're talking about playoffs, right? Was anybody talking playoffs, honestly, outside of the program before this season started?
Oh, you know they weren't.
I mean,
and here's the thing.
It just seems so far in the past.
You roll over Taylorville week 1, and then you start to see some optimism. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
We know, but
yes.
Mascouta's a much different animal,
Yes.
and then you play with them, and you're 19.9 seconds away from a win when Mascouta does what Mascouta does with this quarterback and wide receiver combo.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dan said it in the interview, I think, prior to the Tryon game or after the Tryon game, where they're a play away, I think, from 3-0, or a play away from, at the time, 1-2. And so they split the difference at 2-1. And, I mean, it's a team that's finding their way and learning how to win games. And that's crucial.
Yeah, and how go back to that Mascouta game. And we lost that game by just a hair. You know, like we always say 19-9. But we made some mistakes in that game, Chris, that cost us that game. It wasn't that last-second touchdown they scored. We cost ourselves a couple scores in that game on penalties and things like. We haven't seen that tonight. You know, we've been pretty clean, right? So those are learning experiences, and you hope that the reason you're not committing them right now is because you kind of learn from your mistakes against a team like Mascouta, where you ended up paying a price.
As we have kickoff, and it looks like it went out of bounds.
It did.
On the far sideline. Well, That'll give Marion good field position here with a fresh 12 on the clock as we start the second half. All the action driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. For buying a vehicle is simple, easy, and fun. Or log on to holzhauers.com. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Cats.
Interesting to see if Marion comes out in the spread or if they go tight and put their big guy back there and just try to lead block their way down the field.
Big guy is Maurice Marvin, the lineman that helps provide a little power.
He's currently not in the backfield, but that is kind of a double wing look.
Pitch to the left side, and the Ram defense bit, and it's going to be Walker off to the races. Past midfield to the 40. 35-30 to the 20, and catching up with him maybe was Anthony Lash Jr. around the 15.
Okay, yeah, but that's a great saving tackle, and that limits the damage because that was going to be a touchdown for sure.
That's a 50-yard run for Walker.
50.
Puts him over the century mark at 110 unofficially. But the Wildcats dancing in the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Mount Vernon 15 with 11:49 left here in this third quarter. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonan alongside on WMIX and the Section618.com app. And now this will be a fumble. The ball is loose. And it looks like the Rams may have gotten to it.
We got it.
At around the 17-yard line. Beverly fumbled the football. I did not see the recovery by the Rams.
Yeah, we got it. It's Mount Vernon ball. Holy cow, what a turnover. And how big is that touchdown saving tackle now, Chris?
Boy, no kidding. Let's see if we can watch the replay and see who got that fumble. You see it squirt loose there in about the 17. The Rams will pick it up. I think it was Kerry Richardson. I was hoping the replay would show me. I don't have the – it was Kerry Richardson on the fumble recovery.
Okay.
Heck yeah, 11:42 mark.
All right, boys.
Let's see if the Rams get something out of this, and then you feel really good about life. It's going to be a carry to the right side, and a blast will lead, I think, Rivera for about 5, maybe a little bit more, depending upon the spot.
And we're going right back to 26 blast. I keep repeating myself, but that's 26 blast, and that's about 5 more for Rivera.
See, at about 181.
I got him at 182 now.
There we go.
That's 6. Make that 183.
11:15 left in the third quarter, driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports. We'll look for another Ram of the Week, but so far, this week's Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week. Ethan Rivera having a big night. 18 carries, 182 yards, 3 scores. 11-minute mark here, this third quarter, 22-12 Rams. And this is going to be back to the right side. Looks like another blast for Rivera. He'll break through for first down yardage.
Nice.
Got past the wall, broke through, and got maybe about 5.
Have you ever seen a team just run the same play over and over and over without getting stopped?
No. They're going with what works, it looks like.
I love it. Do not outcoach or outthink or outplay. Just do what works. When Marion decides they can stop that, then you can do something else. That's bread and butter for the Rams, that play.
Oh, man. 10:25 left, third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 27. Pitch is coming to the near side for Lash, and he's going to try to stretch this out. Gets to the 30, 35, 40. He's at the sideline, pushed out of bounds at around the 45 in Marion territory. In fact, looks like the left foot of the judge is on the 44. That'd be a gain of 17 for Anthony Lash unofficially.
And now that's the toss play that they had trouble with penalties in the first half. No flag there. So that's good.
If you need a career change, Red Lake College offers a number of programs focused on putting you in a new job in as little as a year. Find out more at rlc.edu. Your journey starts at Red Lake College.
Nice to get the ball out of that end of the field, too. You don't want to be stuck down there 4th down and have to punt out of there.
Not at all.
That's a trap.
To the near side for Rivera, then goes back far along that hash. Gets maybe, I don't know, 2 on the play.
Yeah, we'll see what they got here.
We'll see, 190-ish.
192. Gain of 4. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
9:48 left here. Third quarter, 22-12. Rams on top. That'll be 2nd and 6 for the Rams. Near hash is a spot. They're getting closer to midfield, about 2 yards away. 2nd and 6 for Mount Vernon out of the diamond tee with McMillan under center. And it'll be counter to Davis. Gets to midfield. He's on his feet. He's at the 40. Brought down at about the, 37-yard line.
Oh.
That'll be what, 15 for Davis?
Yeah, that's the counter off the blast. I've been waiting for that. They run it once in the first half and just missed a block from breaking it, and that's a big gainer there.
And Rivera will hobble off the field after a first down with 9:25 left, and there is a penalty. It's coming back. So erase that one off your stat sheet. Scoreboard updates are presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Find him online, TonyWilt.com. See how you can get to a better state with State Farm.
But that clock just keeps ticking, right?
That's all you can ask for.
And keep that in mind. We want that clock to move as fast as it can and be on its high horse.
McMillan in the back under center. Davis, Lash, and Nettles are your backs. It'll be Nettles stretching the field to the right on a run. And there'll be a late flag on that as he gets to about the 47, maybe a gain of 2. But let's see what this penalty flag is.
Now what? Another holding? Or?
Wait for the white hat on this one.
Face mask Marion.
So it'll be a first down for the Rams.
Yep, good. Big call.
9-minute mark of the third quarter. A face mask penalty on the Marion Wildcats will extend the Ram drive at least another few downs. But the way the Rams score it will, who knows? Orthopedic Urgent Care now open with no appointment necessary. Walk in daily 8 to 4 as we are here in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. 8:59 left, third quarter. Second and actually it should be. Nope, not enough yards to get the first down, apparently. I always thought the face mask was an automatic first down at the high school level.
Yeah,
my apologies, friends. 2nd and 2 from the 48. In motion, it'll be a pitch.
There we go.
And that's going to be Lash
Get
right
up.
up the middle. He breaks the tackle. He gets inside the 30. Well, he got inside the 35. I thought he got inside the 30. They're saying the 31. That'll be a gain of 17 for Anthony Lash. Back-to-back 17-yard gains for Lash. And I believe he has around 69 yards, 67.
Yeah. And now you see they've gone to Lash a little bit as Marion tries desperately to stop Rivera. Lash, such a good athlete. He can hurt you in so many ways, and it's so nice to have him there as a counter to Rivera.
Well, and Rivera on the sideline right now.
Yes.
They need a guy like Lash to step up.
They certainly do, and he's done it the last 2 plays. That's 34 yards and 2 rushes.
And he's done every game. Lash, Nettles, Davis, your backs for the quarterback. It'll be Nettles again, going right up the middle, and Milan will get about 3-4 on the play, which is what you want.
Now he's running that Rivera slot now, and that's the same play. That's 26 blast again. Got about 3 that time.
2nd and 7 for the Rams. We drop below the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. It's still 22-12 if you've just tuned in.
Great job running the play clock down, getting it inside of 10, down to that 5-second range before you snap it, shortening the game.
Guess who's back? Rivera back in the game for the Rams. 7:43 left in the third. And I think it's Lash. Maybe a counter play. I didn't get a good look at it in the backfield. He got to the 25 for a gain of 4. Again, did not get a great look.
4.
So we have 3rd and 4 for the Rams here. 7:19 mark, third quarter. We're on the 26-yard line. They say 3rd and 5. It's 3rd and a short 5.
And you can count on this being 4-down territory, Chris. They got two plays here to get it a long 4, short 5.
Rivera, Davis, Lash are your backs with the quarterback McMillan under center with a couple of Randalls on the line, among others. There's a snap. It's going to be Rivera to the right side. He blasts, as you say. Gets close to a first down with 4 yards. Maybe 4.5. He might be just short, 4th and short.
Is it going to be?
Depends on the spot. I see people on different positions. It looks good from here.
Give
I
it
see
to
the
us,
chains
yeah.
start to move, and there they go.
I'll give him 5 there.
What do you have him at now?
199.
The old 199er, huh?
Oh, that's what it says, according to my very, very suspicious math.
Cerro Gordo math. Trumps my Mount Vernon math at times. It's the clock at 6:30.
He's up to 20 carries, though.
Quickly to the line, go to the Rams with 4 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. And Dan Mings will burn a timeout. Sponsored by SSM Health.
It's okay.
SSMhealth.com/doctors to find your next physician.
It's okay.
Hey, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
They give you 3 for a reason.
Well, they do, and it's a good job by the coaching staff to be aware of what that play clock is doing at all times. The play clock is so huge, and it's a big part of what they talk about in this system. You know, so many teams that want to play fast break football don't care about that thing. They just want to get up there and snap it and go. You know, we are the exact opposite. We're kind of like the 4 corners of basketball, especially when we get a lead. So, therefore, we want that clock to roll as much as we can. And that time we just let it roll a little too much down inside of 5. And then rather than force the play, we just burned one, and now we'll reset it. And again, clock runs down. It's 6:23. We've held them off now for half of this quarter, and we're still up 10. And we're threatening again. And how big would a score be here now?
It would be absolutely huge. 6:23 left.
I mean,
here in the
Yeah.
third quarter, 22-12 Rams. As they're down on the Marion 21, just outside the red zone on the far hash out of the Diamond T. Rivera, Lash, and Davis, your backs for McMillan, the quarterback under center. Blast to Rivera again, and he might get 1, maybe 2. So I'll put him right at 200 yards.
Now, yeah, that's the one he needed for 200. Now he just can't lose any, or he would go backwards. But I don't really feel like he's going to lose any yards tonight.
Gave him another line in the book.
The way he has been running the football.
First time I've seen the Rams in these white uniforms this year. Black numerics with more of a drop shadow in orange. Believe it or not, from my perspective, makes the numbers tougher to see.
Again, clock now 9, 8, 7. Rams draining it for all it's worth. 6, 5, 4, 3. Snap it 2. That's a pitch to the left.
And that is going to be Lash, and he's hit hard. He might have gotten 4 or 5 on the play. And that was a hard hit by the Wildcat. I believe that was Rudd. Toxie Rudd with a toxic hit. Inside the 20, though, in the red zone, maybe a gain of 3.
I gave him 1,
I say
Chris.
1, really?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Looked like more.
It's okay now. It's still I think it's 2 down territory unless they want to let him try a field goal from there, and that's going to be 36 or so if they want to try one, assuming they don't get any more yards. See what they do here on 3rd down. It's going to be a
rolling
pass.
to the right side, looking for the pass.
Last pass.
McMillan is going to have to look and continue to roll right. Now he's looking for the back of the end zone, and that is going to be
caught it.
Caught with 1 foot down.
Did he?
Oh, it looked like he got it with 1 foot down.
It sure did, didn't it?
Unbelievable.
I don't know. You know, he's got such a
That'll
better
be
look at that
incomplete.
than us, but from up here, it was really close. Woo, man.
I don't know. I'm the one with replay.
Well, it's 4th down. Now what do you do? They're going to try to. I think they're going to kick it. They are. They're going to try about a 35-yarder.
He might have been back foot on the end of the end zone.
Okay.
So Davis going to
Here we
try
go.
a field goal here. It'll be 35 yards. There's a snap, hold, kick.
So
Looks
that's
like
the
he's got the
distance.
distance.
He got it, I think.
I think that's in, baby.
It's in.
Fisher got another one.
Holy cow.
35 yards this time. And how convenient is that as Fisher Davis knocks down another field goal, this time 35 yards to make it 25-12. How about that?
Fantastic. Just great. Hey, listen, we knocked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 minutes and got 3 points out of it. Marion hadn't touched the ball in forever. And we extend our lead to 13.
Unbelievable. I think I got the replay of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to keep doing the replay of the pass that was or wasn't. Let me make sure I got it. Here comes that Fisher Davis 35-yard bomb again. If you're watching online on the Section 618 app. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, and we are definitely now winning the special teams game. Big plays on special teams. What will the Rams do here? They kick deep? You don't think they'd go for another one, do you?
No, but maybe.
I've seen. Hey, he'll do it. If he thinks you're not ready, he'll do it. They're going to play safe, though.
4:35 left in the third quarter. There's the kick toward Patrick Walker, and he'll let it bounce to about the 3. Picks it up off the hop, coming back between the hashes, 10-15 to the 20.
Look out.
Now to the 25-30. He's brought down at the 33-yard line. About a 30-yard return for Patrick Walker, where the Marion Wildcats will start 1st and 10 with 4:28 left in the third, 25-12, Mount Vernon. I think it's what we call a good start.
Well, we're 4:28 from the fourth quarter, right? So huge defensive possession here for us.
Dontrell Black is watching tonight.
Dontrell.
Well, he was the 42-yard slant pass against Cahokia in 07,
Never forget
I believe.
it, man. Never forget it.
Is he number 7?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I try to remember numbers as we'll have a quick carry here right up the gut by Walker as he gets inside the 35, 36. It'll be a gain of about 4 for Pat Walker. Or was it 5? 5 might have been basketball. Either way. Memory lane nonetheless.
Well, we'll let him get 5 all he wants as long as this clock keeps rolling.
10 carries, 114 for Patrick Walker, unofficially. Quarterback Evan Nolly, again, a multi-sport athlete here for the Wildcats. 2nd and 6, 3:50 left in the third from the 37. Handoff up the middle again. Found a little bit of a seam to the right, broke through. Pulled down, I think, shy of a first down, maybe 5. Again, 5 yards, fine.
Yeah. Well, if it's not a first down, he got 4. Even though it looks like 5, he did not get the first down, so he is credited for 4. And he is up to 118 yards, but it's really been a one-man rushing show tonight. Marion hasn't shown a lot of balance in their rushing game other than Walker.
Oh, gone are guys like
Weissman got
like
1 carry,
and
Knoll dropped the ball and scrambled for 10.
Must be first down on a run to the right on the handoff from Nolly to Walker. Gets 2 on the play for a first down.
Yeah, Marion picks up just its 5th first down of the entire game. And again, this rushing attack from Marion could be effective, but the trade-off is they're running clock. Valuable time coming off the scoreboard. And you have to think they're going to go to the air at some point on a play action or something, try to get a big play and get back in this game.
Double tied here for the Wildcats. Nolly is going to hand off to
Weissman.
Well, thank you, number 20 Weissman, for a short gain. Maybe a half yard. We'll give him 1. Good job by the Rams off of the edge to sniff that one out and really prevent a big gain. As we'll drop below the 220 mark on this play. If I would have told you it would be 25-12 Rams, and never mind. Start to say that the Wildcats didn't have any passing touchdowns, you'd think that's crazy, but they actually still have 2. But fact of the matter is they're not running the spread 90% of the time like they normally would. 2 minutes left in the third. Nolly, single back. It'll be Walker stretching to the left side. And has Richardson to beat, and he will watch the waist instead of everything else, and he will get the tackle there. It'll be a gain of about 7. That was a good tackle by Kerry Richardson.
Sure was.
Out of the defensive
stop
backfield.
The first down. They're going to at least have to run another play to get it. 9 or so. He's up to 130 on the ground.
That's what I have him for.
Yep.
Streaming presented by Rend Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu and see how you can save thousands on your collegiate education. We'll get you a Tony Wilt scoreboard in a moment. Of course, The whole shebang is presented by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville, #1 volume dealer in Southern Illinois. Shop online, holzhauers.com. 3rd and 1 for the Cats. Minute 17 left in the third. 25-12 Rams. They're bunched up in a goal line formation. Nolan going to keep it himself, runs right up the middle. Nettles draws contact. He'll get some assistance from Rudolph Jr. and Jameer Smith-Henson. As the Rams defense bending but not breaking on plays tonight, which is pitching a shutout in the second quarter, and they're about a minute away from a shutout in the third. And you can't ask for much more, Jeffrey.
No. And Marion, again, has had to fight for every inch they've gotten. And we burned this quarter off, and that makes me really happy because now it's going to be a one-quarter game with a 13-point lead.
12 seconds on the play clock, 43 seconds left on the game clock. Here in the third, 25-12 Rams. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 38.
Pass.
As he is rolling back to pass, and that one is going to be picked off by Kerry Richardson.
Yep. Get out of bounds.
He is going to get out of bounds. No, he will not be out of bounds, but still a turnover on a big INT by Kerry Richardson. What a play.
Boy, it was, wasn't it?
Let's see that one again.
Yeah, let's look at that one again.
As out of play action, just throwing and right at an angle, and what a grab by Richardson just to pick that one away from the target and gives the Rams 1st and 10 on another key turnover.
Yeah.
Well done. I believe he recovered the fumble earlier, too. Kerry Richardson we're talking about. The old numero uno.
Oh, big play. Gosh. So many big plays for the Rams tonight. It's going to be really hard to pick. Well, the 3 stars of the game, and we know who one of them is going to be. But, boy, there's so many other guys stepping up, making blocks, making plays, making tackles, making kicks.
And so Rivera going to run blast right. Maybe he gets a couple on the play.
Yeah, that's okay. That gets rid of this quarter.
So that'll take him to unofficially 23 carries, 202 yards. As the Rams will have pitched another shutout here, quarter number 3. Barring anything crazy.
Yeah, take it off, boys. That's the end of the third quarter.
You know Dan's not going to run another play.
Nope.
No reason to, as we've hit the end of the third, ladies and gentlemen. And after 3, it is the Mount Vernon Rams 25, the Marion Wildcats 12. Let's go back to the fourth, or come back for the fourth in just a moment. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Whether you're hunting on an ATV, competing in motocross, or just hanging out with friends hitting the trails in a side-by-side, we have your off-road memories right here waiting for you at Holzhauer's in Nashville, Illinois. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. In the woods, on the track or trails. Enter your victory lane from Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
ATVs are recommended only for use by those age 16 years and older. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
Raise a Warrior, RLC's micro scholarship program for in-district students grades 3 through 12. Get up to $2,000 for college at RLC. Earn points with things students do every day. Honor roll, sports, volunteering, clubs, and so much more. Parents create an account, set up your child's profile, and that's it. You're now ready to earn and track points toward real money for college. Let RLC help you raise a warrior. Get started today. micro.rlc.edu.
Streaming worldwide on the Section 618 app, this is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the Section 618.com app as it's 25-12. Rams on top, pitching a shutout again in the third quarter. Under center, it'll be McMillan out of the diamond tee. 2nd and 7 from their own 28-yard line for the white-clad Rams. Counter play to Fisher Davis, trying to stretch to the left side of the field, and he will be caught.
And that play is not designed to break outside like that. That's more of a reverse. That's inside counter, and I think he just bumped it outside, and he should have turned that up. But, again, our enemy is not the actual score, it's the clock. And right now it's running, and that's what we want. Still got 3, Chris.
Can't ask for much more.
They're calling no gain on the play. But okay, my fault. That was 3rd down. There was no gain on the play.
3rd and 7 here for the Rams. 11-19 mark of the fourth quarter out of the diamond tee. And out of play action back to pass on a screen, as you said. Fisher Davis, he'll have to turn up field, and they lose 2. You just got to run. You got to catch that thing and run.
They actually picked up a couple. But that's, again, you're just punting for this. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Just don't make any mistakes. Don't turn the ball over. Punt it down there and make them play offense. We're going to be inside of 10 minutes here real quick.
And here comes the punt.
Bounce.
That'll take a bounce off the turf. It'll be muffed a little bit around the 39. I think that's Wiseman with it, and he'll be met by a Randall and a Rudolph. So he'll get to about the 45 where the Wildcats will take over.
Okay. All right, defense.
See if they can keep it going here.
Keep it going. Make a stop.
It was 12-12 after 1. Rams have scored 13 points since. Pitch come to the left side for Walker. He'll get past midfield here. And he gets a nice block. And now he'll break past the 40 in Ram territory, get down to the 35. They'll stay at the 34. There's a flag.
Got a flag.
16 yards right now on the for Walker on the run. As he's brought down by Nettles. We'll see what happens here with the
Face
flag.
mask.
And, yeah, it'll stay. And then some.
Let's see. 5 more.
$25-12. Rams on top. Wildcats with the football on the first down. It's 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line in Mount Vernon territory. Noli, the quarterback. Readies, keeps it himself, and will go left after going up the middle. Looks like had a few Rams on that one, and I think that might have been Hernandez with the initial contact, limiting it to about a 6-yard gain for Noli. Maybe 7.
Yeah, what I like about that is they run it and keep the clock moving. Now we're inside of 10 minutes, down to almost 9.5.
And that is going to be a handoff. Thought it was play action there for a second. What a run by Beverly. That'll be his first run that counts tonight.
That was, it's his first. Yeah, you're exactly right. Picked up what, about
8?
8.
If you've been injured, call Hannigan and McGovern at 618-241-9251. Experience you can count on, a reputation you can trust. 9:30 left in the fourth. Noli on the quarterback keeper. Found a seam left, and he'll be pulled down shy of the 10 at about the 12. By, I was going to say, that was a Randall. I always have to double check which one. That was Maddox Randall.
About 4.
2nd and 6 with the Cats at the 11. They can get a first down without a touchdown, without scoring. The action driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports, and this one is going to be right up the middle to Tommy Wiseman. He'll drag the defender into the end zone, and that'll be an 11-yard score for Tommy Wiseman. And you would have loved to have had a score off of that turnover a moment ago to extend that lead and take some of the pressure off, but it's a one-score game.
Yep, it sure is, and Marion did exactly what they needed to do there, because had they not scored on that possession, I think, it would have been awful hard for them, but give them credit. I mean, they marched it right down there and kept their composure and then got it in. Let's see what happens on this extra point. Now, this is big because, it's this is a 7-point game now. This would make it 5, so they could go ahead of you with just a simple 6-point touchdown on this 2-point conversion if they convert.
There's the carry, and it's going to be easy pickings. Larson will get the 2-point conversion. And it's 25-20, 5-point game, and the Rams are going to need some offense.
Yep.
I mean, they just marched downfield and did it with relative ease. Didn't take very much time off the clock at all. So now if you're the Rams, that's where we talk about the keys to the game, ball control and controlling the time on the clock, time of possession. Way more critical now in the fourth quarter with 8:54 left.
It is. Now you just need first downs, right? You just got to get first downs. Good football game.
No doubt. If you're looking for a fun, fast-paced, good-paying job, work for the Blue Crew family at Culver's in Mount Vernon. Go to culvers.jobs and search for Mount Vernon and apply today. So 25-20, Rams on top. If you're watching online on the Section 618 app or section618.com, thank you for viewing us tonight, presented by Rend Lake College. Thank you for listening on AM 940, 96.5 FM, which, by the way, top of the hour, this is WMIX Mount Vernon. Free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Mount Vernon needs to break this energy and momentum Marion has. You can feel it. This crowd started to come alive a little bit. You just feel the momentum swing a little bit. Mount Vernon needs to come up with a play.
Kickoff will be problematic at about the 5. It'll bounce out of bounds through the end zone. Not out of bounds literally, but through the end zone. It'll go out. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Rams. Rams football is driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville. Shop all their brands at Holzhauers.com because buying a vehicle is simple, easy, and fun at Holzhauers. 8:51 remains here in regulation, 25-20. Rams will have the football on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10 between the hashes. Out of the Diamond Tee here for Mount Vernon, coached by Dan Minks. Looking for their first win against Marion since 2008 unofficially. Blast again. This one will be a hurdle by Rivera, and guess what? Can't do that. Not at this level. It's fun to watch that on Saturdays and Sundays, but you can't do that on Fridays.
Yeah. You can't hurdle in high school, and as soon as he did it, the flag came out, so there's no doubt about what the penalty is.
It's one of those, oh, no. Great thinking, but no. So that'll bring the ball back for the Rams.
That'll be Mount Vernon's 7th penalty of the night.
After 3, a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard for you. Centralia leads Altop 10-7. Early in the 3rd, Nashville leads Alton Marquette, also on the Section 618 app, 44-7. Contact your local State Farm agent, Tony Wiltz. Having a local agent matters for your insurance. His State Farm team ready to help as that's pushed back to the 12-yard line. 1st and 18.
Yeah, and this is not a 1st and 18 offense, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we're going to throw it.
Looking to throw, McMillan chased. Flushed out. Looks downfield. And breaking away from it. Richardson with the catch. Another big play by Carey. Stepping out of bounds. Pushed out, if you will. Forced out even. At about the 37 for a gain of 25. How huge, understatedly huge, has Carey Richardson been tonight?
Holy cow.
Good job by Peyton.
Oh, my gosh. What a ball, right? Right to him. Beautiful throw. Running against, by the way, his throwing arm, rolling left.
What confidence, what swagger.
Well, he had to square his shoulders and make a good throw running left, and that's hard to do. But he showed us something there for sure.
8:24 mark of the 4th quarter. Rams 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 37-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Diamond T with Richardson to the right. And it's going to be a carry by Davis, and they will find him easily and push him back for a loss of 2. Elliott on the tackle for the Wildcats. Clock will roll here under the 8-minute mark. 2nd and 11 for the Rams. 36-yard line is the spot of the football.
We're going to need more than that first down. We got to get down there and really, really, really challenge that goal line to get this clock to run down to where we need it. If we give it up out here, Marion will have plenty of time to score a touchdown that could potentially win the game for them. We need more first downs.
Richardson off to the right out of this Diamond T set now.
Trap
right up the middle for Rivera, who gets to the 40 for a gain of 4.
Puts him at 2:06. I've got for the night.
Yes, sir. To the 40-yard line. Clock will continue to move here. It'll be 3rd and 7. Rams up 25-20 if you just tuned in, and it's great to have you as our Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week this week, Ethan Rivera, over 200 yards with 3 touchdowns tonight. Contact Josh Finley at Country Financial today. Talk about how he can help ensure the future you're dreaming of. To help protect what matters most, call Josh Finley, your local Country Financial agent in Mount Vernon. 7 minutes left in the game. 3rd and 7 for the Rams on the far hash. Pitch coming to the right side. It's Lash. Off a bobble. Finds some speed.
Get up.
He may go at
Get
the
up.
50. Strug, and he
There he
gets to
goes.
the 40, down to the 35. Still being brought down by 2 guys.
Woo.
As Lash drags a couple
What
to
a
around
big
the,
run.
I don't even know where that is, 33.
40, 50, 40.
I have 27 unofficially.
27 on a pitch.
And I have them right about 100 or 99. And that's a first down for the Rams. Unfortunately, the clock stops while the chains move, which is good when you're trailing.
They'll start it back up. I had him at 90. Your math was a little better than mine, probably. Oh, man, that's huge. Now, the worst thing that could happen is you've got a field position advantage. If Marion were to get the ball back down here, they'd have to march, and at least that's something. But, hey, I'm all for the Rams just taking one in here, right?
Absolutely. Out of the diamond tee, they go quickly and we'll have a whistle and we'll have a penalty.
We're going to have a delay of game. Nope, they're going to call timeout. Good.
Oh, that's why they rushed. I can't see their play clock.
The play clock
especially
was
well.
dangerously low. They did get the play off, by the way, but he called timeout right before the snap. And that leaves us with what, 1 left?
Timeout presented by SSM Health, the healing power of presence.
Marion has all 3 of their timeouts left.
Looking for a Mays and Sons Plumbing touchdown if you're the Mount Vernon Rams. We'd absolutely love that. 25-20 the score, 6:20 mark of the 4th quarter. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
We'll keep it here on the stream as we try to get back on the radio. 6:21 left here in the 4th. 25-20 coming out of SSM Health timeout.
Rams in a great spot here. 1st and 10. Got a timeout. Went over there. Collect yourselves. This is what we're going to do, boys. Be clean with the football. No turnovers. Just keep that clock moving. And let's score.
And now out of the diamond tee, 6:21 left. Pitch to the left side. It will be Anthony Lash Jr. headed up the left side. He'll be taken out by his knees, just shy of a first down for about 9 yards, maybe the 23, 25 even.
They're going to give him 9. Not quite a first down, but that clock continues to move.
Back on WMIX, still watching us live on the Section 618 app. 4th quarter action, 5:50 mark of the 4th. Rams are dancing with the first down, 2nd and 1 from the 24.
Yeah, this is good.
And Anthony Lash has come alive. Using that speed, man, he has some wheels. The entire family is fast.
Trap.
And it is, and it worked for a first down as Rivera's forward progress should be enough for a first down. At least that's my humble opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to move. Yeah, there we go. That's Mount Vernon's 15th first down of the game. And that's 2:08 for Rivera on the ground.
5-minute mark almost.
24 carries. He may be a little sore tomorrow, Chris.
He could be.
He has certainly
this entire offensive line may be sore. They're carrying this offense.
No doubt.
5-minute mark of the 4th quarter, and the Rams are going to run to the left side on a dive play, as Lana just tells us, and that's going to be Rivera. Looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. Gain of, about 8 or 9?
Yeah, he got a big gain there, and the clock continues to run at 4:45.
All the action driven by Holzhauer's in Nashville, #1 volume dealer in Southern Illinois. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonan alongside on the Section618.com app. You can watch us live, or you can listen to us right here on WMIX. 4 games, actually 2 games, 4 broadcasts tomorrow on the Section 618 app. We'll have various feeds from El Dorado Hamco and Benton, West Frankfort. That's WEBQ FM, WMCL, Q106, and 95.5 The Fan, respectively. 4:16 left in this one. 2nd and 4, and this one is going to go off tackle left.
It's going to be
Might
close.
have gotten 2. Might have gotten 2 for 3rd and short.
Who was that? Was that Rivera?
Yeah, and we'll drop below the 4-minute mark here, which is exactly what the Rams want.
Better believe it.
Take the time, 3 yards, cloud of dust philosophy. Not gonna, or actually, in this case, 3 yards and pellets of rubber. .344 mark, 4th quarter. Quite a few Rams fans in attendance, and hundreds are watching us online tonight. Diamond T set with McMillan under center on 3rd and 2 from the 14 in Marion territory. This will be McMillan keeping it himself and trying to turn upfield. What was that? Was that a broken play?
Well, I think so. I think it was supposed to be tossed, and something happened there.
Red will come up with the tackle for the Wildcats.
Let's see, did we?
And at some point, you might see Marion start to call some timeouts, especially with 4th down looming. So the Wildcats call a timeout, sponsored by SSM Health. SSMHealth.com/doctors to find your next physician. SSM Health, the healing power of presence. Clock stops at 3:21 left. It'll be 4th down coming out of the SSM timeout. Should be 4th and maybe they might have lost something on. I don't know what that was.
Well, according to the stick, we got 1 yard to go, and here's what they're going to do. I mean, you could kick a field goal here and go up 8 if you made it, but I think they're going to go for it and just, if they get it, keep this drive going, keep the clock rolling. That can be very close to the ball game if you get this yard here, especially if you knock it in or punch it in. Excuse me. We'll see what they do.
Here in Marion from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth, I'm Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonan alongside. Jeff Crow taking care of the video tonight. For the Section 618 app, it is Brock Myers back at the Mount Vernon studio. Cardinals taking the airwaves on 94.1 FM tonight, and we're hopping along ourselves on AM 940 and 96.5 FM. 4th and 2 from the Rams. They're going to go for it out of the Diamond T. They're from the 14-yard line, 3:21 left. And we're going to have a timeout.
What is he?
So Marion wastes a timeout.
Oh, I know what happened. We went unbalanced, and Marion didn't adjust. And their defensive coordinator is going out of his mind.
And so that's a huge timeout to have to burn if you're the Marion Wildcats.
Yeah, it is. They burned one, and he threw that.
He knows they need it.
Yeah, he does, and he's right. And Mount Vernon went unbalanced. Again, they moved a tackle over, and Marion did not adjust. They did not shift an extra guy over to that side, so we had them outnumbered on the right side of the line. I'm sure there was a blast coming there. And now they got to burn a timeout. And, you know, when you're down by 5, that timeout is huge to get that clock stopped when you're back on offense.
SSM Health timeout. Advanced care close to home. SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital in Mount Vernon. 3:20 left in the 4th quarter. 4th and 2 for the Rams coming out of back-to-back timeouts. Both teams left with 1. Diamond T for the Rams on the 14-yard line.
Rams are not unbalanced.
Up
They're
25-20. McMillan under center. It's going to be a pitch to the left side.
Get up.
Lash has it.
Yeah.
He's got the first down and a score.
Bang.
Far corner of the end zone. Anthony Lash Jr. for the touchdown. And the Mount Vernon Rams lead this baby 31-20.
And that crowd is going nuts over there, Chris.
I'm no Dandy Don. I'm not going to say the light's out and the party's over, but you certainly feel a lot better right now thanks to Anthony Lash Jr. from 14.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. What a call, right?
Absolutely.
That pitch has been good to us. That's the second half. That was the Mount Vernon adjustment. You stopped, we beat you on blast the entire first half, and we went to our speed guy on the perimeter, and it's paid dividends.
Davis's kick is up, and it is solid, otherwise known as good. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There we go. 32-20. Rams are up 12.
Huge drive. Defining drive. And you know, that's something you're going to be able to build on. You know, it just keeps building this team's confidence. Things like that on the road against a good team. You know, they got all the momentum, and you take the ball and you just ram it down their throat and score. That's a confidence drive and a half right there.
Unbelievable, Lonan.
Man. I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed with the Rams tonight. They have played about as good a football game as you could play.
Unbelievable. 3:16 left. Marion with only one timeout. Unreal. Walker will return for the Wildcats if it gets there. I don't think the Wildcats expected this.
Not on their home turf, not in this place.
Here comes the Fisher-Davis kick, and that one will tail toward the left and go out of bounds. Eek. You don't want that either, though. Better than, I don't know.
Well,
better than a shank, but
I think that's not so bad because that eliminates the possibility of a return.
Sure.
You know, now they got to earn everything. You don't give them a
two-possession game at least.
Yeah. And he's almost aiming that way. You know, when he watched him line up, so he was either trying to kick it down to that corner, or they told him to go ahead and kick it out of bounds. So they couldn't return the ball and maybe get one on you and get 6 on a kickoff return.
All the action
real quick.
All the action driven by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports in Nashville as Marion takes over. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Nolly will go out of the spread here, 2 left, 2 right. Back to pass. And this one will be caught at the 40 by number 17, Jackson Lawrence. We're going to have to learn our receivers now finally. We haven't needed them all night for Marion.
It's like about a gain of what?
I have 6.
6.
2:55 mark. 1 timeout left for the Wildcats. It'll be 2nd and 4 from their own 41 on the near hash. Nolly, 2-step drop, looking right.
Get him.
He gets a nice block. And then that's going to be a good hit out of bounds. Caught by Baldy.
Okay.
Pushed him out of bounds, stops the clock.
Legal hit. I was worried there for a second.
So that'll move the chains. 1st down. 2:41 mark of the 4th. Ball moves to the Marion 49 at midfield. So Nolly looking downfield here, giving chase, flushed out, throws. Picked off!
Pick.
Kerry Richardson again with the pick. 2:32 mark of the 4th quarter. And your Ram of the week may be.
Yeah, now we got a flag.
Maybe Ethan Rivera, but your number 1 star of the game could be Kerry Richardson.
He has had a game. I got a late flag. Probably some kind of unsportsmanlike.
Unreal. Kerry Richardson.
Yeah.
It is his show tonight. Chaos Cage, they have their lights on their phones activated. I don't know. I'm getting old. I don't even know what you really call that. We call it a flasher. We call it, you name it, flashlight. Turn the flashes on their mobile phones.
Yeah, well, Nolly's just trying to make something happen, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's flushed out of the pocket. Rams did a great job flushing him back there.
Oh, that sportsmanlike was on the Rams.
Yeah, it was.
Whoops.
I don't know. We probably celebrated a little bit too much there, but, you know, we're happy, right? It's hard not to celebrate with a play like that and a win like this.
Eat that clock. 1st and 10 from their own 12 out of the Diamond T. McMillan hands off, and this will be everybody's guy. Ethan Rivera getting to the 15 for a gain of 3. He did not hurdle that time. He was forced up into the air.
Yes.
And did whatever he could with his legs.
Forced hurdle.
Gain of about 3 or so, and that'll keep the clock rolling. And we have a flag.
What are they going to call?
I don't know.
What are they going to call him for? They won't call him for hurdling again, would they? Because he kind of got forced into.
He was forced into it.
Yeah, they're calling in the Mount Vernon captain.
2:08 left in the fourth.
Yeah, they called that against Mount Vernon. Well, they did call him for hurdling.
He was driven upward. 2:08 left here in the fourth.
That pushes him back.
So 2:08 remaining. And that'll stop the clock. So all the way back to the 7 for the Rams, 2nd and 14. Ball is on the near hash, and they have a ways to go as they restart the clock. We'll drop below 2 minutes here. McMillan under center, same backs out of the diamond tee. Pitch to the left side, Lash. And he will be stopped at about the 10 for a gain of 2.
That's fine. Just get that clock going. And Lash is up to now. He's having a game, 1:15.
I think Marion going to burn their final timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Third down and 12.
Yeah, Lash at 13 carries for 115 yards, so he's had a nice night too. He has really, really, really been good in this second half, running that pitch play. And he's kind of been the yin to Rivera's yang, right?
1:47 left in the fourth quarter. This timeout presented by SSM Health. Advanced care close to home at SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital in Mount Vernon. As the Rams trying to get to 2-0 in the South 7, they have Carbondale on the road 1 week from now. We'll be there with a 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. We're waiting for confirmation that we can video stream. If we can, we'll have it for you right here with video on the Section 618 app. Worst case scenario, it's audio only. We'll be there regardless. Lady Rams volleyball back on the airwaves on Thursday. They have the Harrisburg Lady Bulldogs coming to town. We'll stream all 3 matches for you right here. Diamond T again here on 3rd and 12 for the Rams. Ball on their own 10-yard line. And I think Rivera has it as he found a gap left. Got to about the 14. And so that'll be 4th down. And, Jeff, I'm very respectful of situations and things like that. Marion is out of timeouts. They can't stop the clock.
No.
They're not going to get 2 scores.
Nope.
Barring a miracle in this amount of time.
Nope.
Because on 4th and 9, actually, that says 3rd on the marker on the field.
It's 4th down.
That's what I have.
Nope, it's not. They're saying it's 3rd down, and that's okay.
Okay. Well, in that case.
In that case, we're really in good shape, right?
4 seconds on the play clock, a minute on the game clock. In motion, pitch to the near side. This will be Anthony Lash Jr. He'll get to the 20. Stiff arms to the 25. Brought down out of bounds late. I believe a 1st down. And
yes.
This thing is what they call pretty well in the books.
50.8, Chris. That's all that's left, and the Rams are going to win this game, and what a huge win for the program.
Rams are in victory formation, and they will take a knee. Well, sir, congratulations to the Mount Vernon Rams, 2-0 in the South 7.
How about that?
For the first time since 2008.
How about that?
Unbelievable. We'll have a very exciting Schmidt-Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame coming your way. On Pink Out Night in Marion, the Mount Vernon Rams are victorious. And they will, well, there's 16 on the play clock, and they never reset it. That's why. The Rams walk off the field a winner. This will be your final score. We will come back, and we will have your Schmidt-Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame. This is a final. Mount Vernon 32, Marion 20. A big win for the Rams, now 4-1 on the year, 2-0 on the South 7. We'll come back with the postgame. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Whether you're hunting on an ATV, competing in motocross, or just hanging out with friends hitting the trails in a side-by-side, we have your off-road memories right here waiting for you at Hull Towers in Nashville, Illinois. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. In the woods, on the track or trails. Enter your victory lane from Hull Tower Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
ATVs are recommended only for use by those age 16 years and older. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers urgent care visits for acute strains and sprains, joint pain, sports injuries, and even possible fractures. Walk in anytime, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. You don't need an appointment, and you can be seen and get the treatment you need on the same day. Let their highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners provide the care you deserve. Give them a call at 618-242-3778 or visit their website, orthocentersi.com.
Stop searching for your own insurance. You have too much on your plate. Just one call to Hall Insurance, and they'll find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it's home, auto, renters, boat, motorcycle, your business, whatever you need coverage on, they'll do the work for you. Then call you back with a quote, most times in the same day. Call 618-244-7500 or visit hallinsgroup.com. Hall Insurance Group, your independent insurance agency in Mount Vernon. hallinsgroup.com.
DollarSavingDeals.com is the saving superstore everyone is talking about. Hi, this is Leah from DollarSavingDeals.com. Right now, you can buy half-price certificates to your favorite places in Southeast Missouri and Southern Illinois, just like Smocktails in Carlisle, Rare Chop House in Mount Vernon, Cocopelli Golf Club, Bubba's 2 in Nason, The Turn Restaurant and Lounge, Beauty Glow Tanning Studio, and so much more. Next time you want to go to your favorite place for half the price, shop DollarSavingDeals.com.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame show starts now.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the Section618.com app. As both teams congratulating each other in midfield, and of course the Mount Vernon Rams are victorious tonight, 32-20 over the Marion Wildcats. And we welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth as the Mount Vernon Rams win it here tonight, 32-20. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonan is alongside. Oh, Coach, what a big win for the Rams tonight.
Yeah, it was, and it was the kind of game that it needed to be for the Rams to win. We controlled all aspects of the offensive side of the ball. We drained the clock. We shortened the game. Marion never could get in a groove when they did get the football. They looked pretty good early, and then the Ram offense just stayed on the field for these long possessions, and Marion just couldn't get in a groove when they finally did get the ball. And I think that, the Rams put on a school. They put on a school. What's the word I want to use? I'm doing stats here. Sorry. They demonstrated a lesson in ball control football tonight. There's no doubt about that, and that's the reason why they won the game. And they were a much improved defensive team tonight. And I said that before the game. We got to play better defensively than last week when we gave up, 44 points. Tonight, we come up big with 3 interceptions. We limit them on the ground. I'm just doing their running stats right now while I'm talking. But they were, Walker had 146 yards, but other than Walker, they really struggled to get anything else going with anybody else. So defense played better. They were much improved against a better football team than Althoff, by the way, in my opinion. So that was a good sign of things to come. And then the special teams finally were fantastic. We talked in the first half about not being able to convert those extra points. But, Fisher Davis comes back with, 2 big kicks, field goals, and we get an onside kick. Those 3 plays come to mind in the special teams game. But, that's winning the special teams game right there, and that was huge. And I thought our quarterback did a pretty good job tonight too, Chris. When he had to throw the ball, he did a really good job putting it right where he needed to put it. He managed the game well. He got that play clock down inside of 10 before he snapped the ball and shortened the game in that regard. And then the backs were fantastic, and so was the line. Of course, none of this happens without that offensive line blocking the way they did. So there's just so many positives that come out of this game tonight that it's just hard to pin one down.
No doubt. We have plenty of time to talk about it all in the Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame. We'll take a quick break. But first, Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC has superior selection and service. Find your perfect ride at Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC on Broadway in Mount Vernon. Rams win it tonight from Marion, 32-20, your final score. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Raise a Warrior, RLC's micro-scholarship program for in-district students grades 3 through 12. Get up to $2,000 for college at RLC. Earn points with things students do every day. Honor roll, sports, volunteering, clubs, and so much more. Parents create an account, set up your child's profile, and that's it. You're now ready to earn and track points toward real money for college. Let RLC help you raise a warrior. Get started today. micro.rlc.edu.
I hear people say that global warming is affecting the storms we have here locally. This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wild, and my question to them is, does it really matter? In my business, no one ever asks why the storm hit their home. They just want to know, can I rebuild it? If you're not certain if your home can be rebuilt or what's actually covered in your policy, then stop by my office, find me online, or flag down the State Farm Jeep. Don't assume you know how your insurance works. After the storm is too late to find out. Call us today. We can help.
Watch the Rams in stunning high definition at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Ren Lake College.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the Section618.com app tonight as we have a final from Marion. The Mount Vernon Rams 32. Marion Wildcats 20. The Rams are now 4-1 on the year. They're 2-0 in the South 7. Marion drops to 3-2 on the season. They are 1-1. And the Rams are in the driver's seat for the conference. How huge. As we welcome you back to the Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame. Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC. Schedule your service appointments online at schmidtchevrolet.com. Scoring and stats, man. 32-20 is the score. Those stats are incredible.
They sure are for Mount Vernon. I got just some general ones right here, but we can start with Mount Vernon. They rushed the ball tonight 51 times for 391 yards. That's 7.6 yards per carry. And that's not too bad, is it? McMillan was 3 for 4 for 42 yards. Mount Vernon ends up with 433 total yards of offense, and that's a good offensive total for sure for the Rams. That's a big one, 433 total for the Rams. The Rams turned the ball over 2 times tonight. Didn't lose a fumble. They were penalized 8 times for 60 yards. And they picked up 17 big first downs tonight to keep that clock running for sure. That was huge. Marion, on the other hand, really struggled offensively. They were they rushed the ball 23 times for 196 yards. That's an 8.5-yard average. Their average got a little bit better in the second half as they pulled off some big plays trying to make a comeback, which stretched their average out to 8.5. Their quarterback,
Noli.
I struggle with that pronunciation.
Most people do.
Sorry.
Not your fault.
He was 4 for 8, but he had 3 big interceptions and 51 yards total. And he also threw for 2 TDs. So Marion, then when you combine the rushing yards, had 247 total yards of offense. So 433 total for Mount Vernon, just 247 total for Marion on the offensive side of the ball. Marion was penalized 6 times for 65 yards, and they had only 9 first downs in this football game. That's a sign that the Rams defense did a really, really good job containing that Marion offense. So the most important stat is 4-1, right? And the Rams go next week now with a chance to get their 5th win and become playoff eligible.
And we'll have the playoff points.
And they will have the points.
There's no doubt.
So next week's game, Ram Nation is a big one.
Indeed it is.
As they all are.
They all are from here on out, especially going into 6, 7, and 8, the final 3 conference games. Of course, I say that. We're in the front end of the conference schedule. But big win tonight for the Mount Vernon Rams, 4-1 overall, 2-0 in the South 7. We'll talk more about it as the Rams win it tonight, 32-20 over the Marion Wildcats. We owe you the Mountford and Culver's 3 stars of the game. Coming right up on the Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame, and then we'll wrap it up here from Marion. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Are you ready for your team to get their license? I'm Country Financial Representative Josh Finley. I know it's a little scary when you see your kids backing out of the driveway by themselves for the first time, but knowing that your young driver has the proper protection from Country Financial could make you feel better. Call today, 242-4024, or visit me online at josh.finley@countryfinancial.com.
One more reason Culver's could have only started in Wisconsin?
Hi, welcome to Culver's.
Just take it from our team member, Sarah.
When you order a Culver's Butterburger, you're never just a customer. You're a guest in our home. See, where we come from, people do right by each other. It's why we cook each Butterburger to order just for you, right down to getting the perfect sear on the beef. It's delicious. That extra care may be a small town thing, but it's big time important to us.
Culver's at Veterans and 42nd in Mount Vernon.
Welcome to Delicious.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Mount Vernon Culver's 3 stars of the game are next.
Back on the Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC postgame show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon with superior selection and service. Make your next purchase at Schmidt Chevrolet Buick GMC in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. We welcome you back to the postgame show. Rams win it over Marion 32-20. I'm Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonan alongside and Coach. We can reiterate all night how big the win was, but with the Mount Vernon Culver's 3 stars of the game, we're going to talk about 3 key components in this game tonight.
Well, we certainly are, and it's really hard to pick just 3 because the overall team just played so well together and they gelled, and they played such a clean football game as a group on both sides of the ball. So that being said, I would go number 1 would be Ethan Rivera with a big night of rushing. He rushed for 218 yards on 28 carries. So he carried a big load tonight out of the backfield for the Rams for sure. Who's yours?
I don't pick the stars, my man.
You're up. Oh,
no.
I thought we shared this duty.
No, it's all you, baby.
Kerry Richardson has to be in the mix.
He's got to be number 1 in my opinion.
I give Kerry Richardson, how about we give him a tie at 1?
There we go. Why don't we just go 1A, 1B, 1C?
Yeah, see, that's the thing about I hate doing that.
You get to go the easy way out. That's why I extended it to 3 stars, because before you're trying to pick a player.
Well,
of the
we
game.
need 11 stars is what we need. We
22.
Really do. I'm not a big star picker.
Guys.
Yeah, and for sure Kerry's got to be 1A or 1B because he just saved us defensively with those big interceptions and also fumble recovery. And he just had one of the best defensive games you could ever ask a kid to have tonight. So he's definitely in the mix. And then I think we got to talk about Anthony Lash, who, for sure, as I said before, he was kind of yin to the yang there after Rivera did such damage in the first half, and then Lash came back and attacked the perimeter with the toss play a lot in the second half that really hurt Marion, who was really, I'm sure, trying to stop that off-tackle play. And then they got that pitch play with Lash thrown at him, and it was just very hard for them to cover both. So I thought he's got to be absolutely in there in the mix as well. That's 3, but Fisher Davis made 2 really big field goals, right? I mean, we could go down the. I mean, I hate doing 3 in a game like this. All I can say.
More than most people do.
Because
3 is 3.
Yeah, 3 is 3.
It is what it is.
But being a coach, I just know what a team effort that was by everybody, and I just was very impressed by the coaches and the game plan they had and the execution by the players.
3 stars of the game presented by your Mount Vernon Culver's. Swing by Culver's and try a juicy Butterburger or treat yourself to a frozen custard. Your Mount Vernon Culver's at Veterans and 42nd Street in Mount Vernon. Quick Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update for you. South 7 Conference scores tonight. Obviously, the Rams beat Marion 32-20. Cahokia beat Carbondale 46-6. That's where the Rams go next week is Carbondale. Centralia hangs on to beat Althoff 16-7. So your conference standings are Mount Vernon and Centralia out in front at 4-1. Both are 2-0 in the conference. Marion in 3rd at 3-2, 1-1. Cahokia is also 1-1 in the conference, and really overall standings technically don't matter. It's the conference records, but Cahokia is 2-3 overall, but 1-1 in the conference, while Altoff and Carbondale are both 0-2. Altoff 2-3, while the Terriers are 1-4 and struggling somewhat this year in 2022. So, scoreboard updates tonight furnished by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town and get to a better state with State Farm. Whew. Big win tonight, Coach. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts is that Ram Nation is very happy. And, it was a great showing tonight by the crowd, by the fans. We filled that visiting side bleachers up over there for sure tonight. And just thanks to all the people who came out and supported the group. And, we're on a roll, and there's momentum right now in Ram football. So, hey, keep it rolling next week, right? Just everybody come back, keep supporting the kids. It does make a big difference. They feed off your energy and your participation. There's no doubt about that when they're down there. So I think I just need to say that for the fans. And let's just keep it rolling next week. Hey, let's become playoff bound.
Indeed. Playoff bound, eligible next week if they can beat the Carbondale Terriers. 6:30 will be your pregame. 7 o'clock will be your kickoff on Friday night. Here on AM 940, 96.5 FM. Still waiting confirmation on whether or not we can video stream. If we can, we'll have video right here. If not, you'll have to listen to us on the Section618.com app. For Jeff Lonan, for Jeff Crow, for Brock Myers back at the Mount Vernon studio, I'm Chris Hugo reminding you your final score. Mount Vernon Rams 32, Marion Wildcats 20. The Rams in the driver's seat of the South 7, along with the Centralia Orphans. So long for Marion.
Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX and the Section 618 app is sponsored by Holzhauer Auto and Motorsports, Wren Lake College, Country Financial Agent Josh Finley, Mays & Sons Plumbing,